Testing. Okay. I am back. We are gonna be playing the next Final Fantasy. Okay, so today we're gonna be playing Final Fantasy 4. We went ahead and beat Final Fantasy 3 not too long ago, like a couple days ago or something. And we're just trekking along. We're gonna be going through these bit by bit, one by one. And who knows, I might eventually just detour to another franchise for a bit, but I figured why not keep it going? The closer and faster I get to Final Fantasy 7, the better. Um, Before I actually play the game, I want to try to test something. I have like a new chat thingy. Um, yeah. So hold on. So we have our original chat here. Let me put a black screen on, and then this is like what my overlay is based off of. So there's like emotes and stuff on like there's all sorts of emotes people use on like Twitch and stuff. It's kind of like been a thing. Like animated emotes and all that, and just you usually have to like install like a browser extension and whatnot. So I've been kind of looking around for like the options, at least for the YouTube side of things. So I can't remember their names, but there were some. There's even one made by I don't know if he probably worked with someone, but Ludwig made this one called Truffle, and then that like enables you to have like channel points and all this other stuff for YouTube live streams. And right now, YouTube's live streams haven't like competed with Twitch in the game of gamification sense of things, where channel points, different kind of like you can like change your name, you could use all the emotes and whatnot. So two fronts. So there's the chatter front where you have to get those extensions and all that, and then log into Twitch or connect your YouTube and like whatever. And I did kind of dabble with that and tried to use them for like other people's streams just to see what it was like. And I had some difficulty for the ones I did try. And then on the other side of things, there's um the chat overlay. So for the streamer side of things, which is probably more relevant to me, more important to me, is making it so that if you guys have all those emotes, have all those extensions installed, and you pretty much use those emotes when you're watching people on YouTube or Twitch, at least what I could do is have my chat overlay basically showcase that. So it's okay if I can't fucking do it. I'm not really like trying to be chatting, spamming all those emotes and whatnot. But I did end up finding something for a YouTube chat overlay that is it basically. Oh, I'll just read it. It says this overlay enhances the YouTube live chat experience by adding support for BTTV, FFZ, 7TV, and Truffle emotes. So I tried two or yeah, two of these, Truffle and BTTV or something, and I was like having issues. Like I wasn't even sure where the heck the emotes were. I think you have to buy the emotes with channel points, and maybe that's why I didn't have it available to me. But for those of you that do grind that and do have access to those, at least I want to make it so my chat, my overlay and stuff shows those emotes and whatnot. So This overlay seems to be better than the Stream Elements chat overlay that I'm currently using, which you just saw, the meow meow in the bottom right. So here's hoping this works because it'll just end up replacing that. So okay, let's try. Meow meow. Oh, it's right there. I see it. Oh, it does work. Thank goodness. Okay, cool. So yeah, we're gonna want to move that somewhere relevant, and then we also do have the other overlay. I'm probably gonna disable that. So that's my old one in the bottom right, and now I have this one. This one's cool because I can change font size. I can change the font. I can put what you call it, shadows and stuff. So when it's on white text like this, like look, see it's on a white background. Sorry, not white text. The bottom right one from Stream Elements, the white font kind of just blends in and it's hard to read. At least with this one, I could put outlines and text shadows and stuff, so it does look much better. And then the font size is much bigger too. And then it even has a. I'm assuming that's a YouTube logo. Is that YouTube or is just? Oh, is it the logo for me being the streamer text messaging? I don't know, but this should be better. It even coincidentally, I found one of the fonts being the same font I use everywhere, the Rubik's font. So that's nice too. And as long as this is functional, I'm gonna be using this one instead. How big that should be though is not I'm not sure. Hold on. Yeah, I just want to set this up and then we'll get started on Final Fantasy 4. So what I'm probably gonna do is the font might be too big. I could shrink it like that, or I can just screen. Yeah, I like this better because different sizes. I can change the font. I can put text shadows, and I can outline the white text so it stands out on white backgrounds or whatever background. So it's better for me. Okay, we don't need that big of a text shadow thingy. Why does it look like that? Bum 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 bum. Bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum, bum, ba, bum. Okay, okay. Once I do this, then I gotta figure out how to make my overlay also have it. Yeah, text shadows is fine. It doesn't matter. It lets me change stuff, and I think that's good. No, that's too big. That's a good size. Generate link, copy, and where are you? Okay, okay, let's try it again. Meow, meow. Let me spam that as a big block of text. Max it out. Spam in my own chat as per usual. Oh, okay. Well, I don't like that. No, I don't like that. It goes off. Look how Stream Elements turns it into a paragraph block and this doesn't. Am I supposed to change something? Like the width? Oh, yeah, I get it. I think I get it. I mean, I'm not sure, but I think I get it. And then it doesn't let me go on the other side of it, like right-sided texts and stuff. All right, we are gonna have to do something different. Uh, it's okay. I mean, I could do it like generate link, copy, and then do this, and then spam and see how that looks. And what is it just gonna infinitely go up? Because that's bad. I don't want that. Guess I have to make it defaults. Generate copy. I wanted to have a limit, or else if people text spam or some shit, it'll literally fly off the screen. Uh, huh. Hmm. It's not. It's not. It's not what I want. It should be better overall because if you put all those um like those custom emotes and stuff, I'll be able to basically see it and it'll show on stream. I'm just spamming just to see what the cap is. One, two, three. Okay, it does have an upper limit, so as long as hmm, maybe having the chat in the top left. No, I kind of like the other because it's right-sided. Fuck. Um, how how we gonna do this? Is that what makes that have the old looking appearance? Okay, I think the settings there are correct, but 5, 6. No. Okay, so we'll fit the screen. Why is this confusing me? And then there's no like upper limit. I'm supposed to cap the height. So here, let's try. No. Oh, why isn't it working? Is the width too high? 900. 900 by 900. Okay. Yeah, sorry about that. I just need to. Once I get this figured out, it's gonna be nice because people are spamming like all these new emotes that are all like animated stuff. If you do that with stream elements as chat, it ends up just saying the emote in text form, which I mean, I can understand the chat module having that be like turned converted into a text, but on stream itself, it'd be nice if it actually converts to the emotes and stuff. There's like emotes for Lethal Company, like this horror game that came out, co-op horror game, and it's just like no, that would work. I just need to. Oh, it's left side. So you know what? I might change my chat position. Chat position is gonna be like up here or something. And then the problem is, I don't know how to make the sizing of this make sense. Okay, I guess I have to just try numbers. Yeah, that's for okay. So the width I'd want to be maybe 500. Okay, it's not bad. And then let's try 500. Yeah, I don't want the line of text flying off the screen like that. Uh, and it is cutting off the top, which is fine. I don't want the whole thing shown. How about 300? How about it's not bad. How about 900? No, that's too long. That might like accidentally cover the whole fucking screen. Okay. So how about 600? No, that's too much too. I don't know. It could be 300 by 300. Oh, that's kind of odd. That is odd. Uh, yikes. Fine. I think this is okay. How would I want to do this? If I put it here, it's kind of annoying because I kind of want it shorter, not too tall. I also don't want it to cut off a whole block of text. Top left makes sense. Now, if someone comes here with like the emote, let me try 350 and 700. You can make it as big and I don't know, something like that. It doesn't look that bad. 5, 6, 7, 8. Let me spam big text. Okay, so what I think I want is I don't want it to cut off. Okay, I think I know. Question is that I mean it's not any more readable than fucking what I was doing before. Like the bottom right in comparison to that is like about 900. Yeah, I just don't want it to go past. Yeah, the width is too high. That width seems alright. And then uh do I want a cap on? Because if it bleeds down too much, it's covering too much of the screen. So I do want to cap the height. Let's do 600 as well. Okay, I want 3 big texts. So 700. Oh, okay, so then it's not that. It should be 650. Not that. It should be. that either. Should be. Not that either. Should be. A little bit more, I guess. Should be fine. And then the width could be lower. Like 550. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. So the only other thing I need to figure out how to do is hold on. Uh, it's kind of not legible in a way. I mean, it's good because if fucking what you call it. Oh, I think this is okay. For now, it's okay. Now the only thing I need to do is remove the bottom right one. It's easy. I'll just have that there. Stream elements chat. Okay, so this one gets emotes and all that stuff. Okay, and then this one I just copy the link. And then on this overlay thing I have, instead of the stream elements one, it's this new one. I just need to. Oh god. That's not. Oh, okay, let's me do that. Oh, thank you. This is kind of intuitive. Okay, hold on, one more time. 3 big chunks. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. The overlay is the same thing. Why is the font size so huge? Like that. Oh no no no! What am I doing? Just like that, and then I move that in my top left. No, that is not. That's not what I wanted. Okay, cool. You just move it in the corner. Fuck, why does it keep doing that? Okay, I just hope that that's not intrusive as I play a game. It's like only honestly, this is like new to me to even have like playing a game and having a chat kind of like something to consider and then have it taking up screen space. So yeah, I can basically look to my left and all that and read chat off like the OBS or whatever, but having it overlaid on my main screen as I play a game and then have it be like real time speed sort of thing, at least helps me with making sure I don't miss anything and then trying to chat in real time as fast. Close to oh no, messed it up again. I'm not sure I like that positioning though. It's too I liked having the bottom right, but the problem with the bottom right is I don't like that the name it's I don't know how to describe it, but it's like left sided. The it's right sided versus the alignment. You know when you fucking write text, can you like start it on the left side or the right side? The alignment on the right side. Stream Elements let me do that, so I can at least have it right sided. But it's okay. I can do it on the left side, top left. Um, I just have the same position here on like on my main monitors in the top left. Then I remove this, and then I just hope that doesn't cover like important HUD elements and stuff. It probably wouldn't bother me too much, and if not, it's something I definitely have to optimize. But cool. Instead of having that old Stream Elements one, now I have this one, which should be compatible with all those emotes. So anyone that likes using those emotes and all that, if they spam it and whatnot, I might not see it on the live chat on the OBS. It might, I think it'll just show it in text form, like the text command to make the email. But for my main overlay and stream showing the chat overlay, it should show it should convert it to the email. Okay. And we'll change that up down the line if I don't like the position. In due time. It's not like I don't have an active chat where like everyone's just fucking spamming shit and whatever. It's just, as long as it has what do you want to call it? Like visibility and stuff, and it's something that's like quick in real time and I notice it and it's in a position on my screen where it's not like blocking important stuff on a game, which differs game to game. So I should just always be ready to like move it. But yeah, this should be good enough. All right, so now we're gonna segue to Final Fantasy IV. Sorry about that. So yeah, Final Fantasy IV is probably gonna be one of those games where like I've played the shit out of this game, honestly. Uh, Compared to the previous three, like Final Fantasy One, I beat so twice on the Pixel Remaster. I think I beat it twice on Game Boy Advance, but let's just say once. PSP version I beat once. Origins I can't recall beating it there, but it I did have Origins, and I don't see why I wouldn't have beaten it. The only one I don't think I beat it on was the PlayStation Classics, like on a PS3 and stuff. But Final Fantasy 2, similar situation there. Final Fantasy 3 is the one where I played the least out of the three there. Only really played the DS remake, and then the Pixel remaster two different times. I have no real history with that game. But oh, that's bad. Oh, that's bad. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. It's like awkwardly in the middle of the fucking screen. What to do? It really does make sense to put it in the bottom left or bottom right. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna move it to the bottom right again. Okay, so what we're gonna do is spam chat again. You just need one, two, and three. See, that position makes sense, but I forgot it starts bottom to top. So we're gonna move this down here. Oh, it cuts in a bit of the text above. Fucking chats. Okay, we can do 635. Okay, and then maybe change the width a bit lower. Like 535. No, maybe 540. No, 545. Okay, that's good. It's okay if the name is on the left side. I'll just deal with it. Okay, now that's set there. And then the overlay on my main screen, which y'all can't see, it's gonna get moved over here too. This is actually a better position for me anyways. Font size is huge, so I should probably shrink this. Why is this like that? Is this a setting too? Okay, try again. Copy, save. It's not the same dimensions, but it's okay. I think that's okay. Let me see. No, I can make it thin. Yeah, that makes sense. I think that makes sense. This overlay is operating pretty differently, so I think I can make it smaller font size. Yeah, this functions in a totally different way. My overlay on the main screen, but that should be fine. It's probably just looks small on chat. I mean, small on stream. But yeah, okay, whatever. So we got that. I'll remove it. Okay, cool. Oh wait, no, that's actually some. Let me make it better. I'm like being OCD about this. Yeah, that's good enough. All right. Let me look how that looks on the full screen. Yeah, that's what's the word? Legible. Okay, so there we go. That should be good for now. Yeah, should be good for now. Keywords for now. And yeah, if y'all have like emotes from like the BTTV or whatever, uh, and emotes that basically aren't in the YouTube natively, it will show up on the overlay now. And then y'all would have to have the extensions on your end. So I don't have the extensions on my end. So if I wanted to be a chatter and do those emotes, I still have to figure it out. But at least the overlay makes it so people that have already figured it out on their end, they could at least, use those. I do recall someone coming in here and using an emote and uh it converted it to text only. I can't remember what the emote was, but it was text only and definitely not something native on YouTube's emote section. When you click YouTube's emotes or whatever, it was none of these, I think. Or it is, but Stream Elements' chat overlay couldn't show emotes. It will just convert it to text, which I don't like. So not only is it gonna show, hold on, I can literally test this right now. Uh, spam just emotes. There you go. Oh yeah, it works. All right, cool. That's great. That's great. Uh, why the positioning's like that? I don't know. Oh, it's because I didn't do like a full line. So hold on, a full. Let me copy and. This is a max line of emotes. Okay, it works on my overlay and it works on chat. Sorry, cool, cool. This is better than the Stream Elements one, unless there's some setting on Stream Elements I don't know. But whenever you do emotes, here I can just show on. Yeah, see, I pulled up the old overlay. Instead of showing the emote, it says the text command for putting the emote, hand pink wave or whatever with semicolons in between, and that's hard to read because it's white on white background. So I want to do, yeah. See, it's white on white background. This is the Stream Elements chat overlay, and then boom, the new one. So now I can see emotes. Great. Only gonna optimize from here, so this is part of the reason why it's like I'm on YouTube, just kind of I'm a consumer and a streamer at the same time, right? And when I'm like looking at other people's streams, watching their VODs, watching their shorts, watching everything, and then I see how chat is and stuff, I'm like little by little picking up on the minor things that my stream is missing. So that's a nice improvement. So okay, got that figured out. Oh, what the heck is this? Oh, that's how you start a poll? Ooh, cool. I've never seen this before. Okay, this wouldn't show up on chat. Or like not on the stream. but like you can do polls. That's cool. You could do a live poll. It's news to me. And then what else can you do? Oh, you can do a Q&A. This is like news to me. I know you can pin messages, and I do recall seeing people do like polls and stuff, but I thought it was like maybe some sort of external plugin or something. Excuse me. That's cool. It's pretty cool. What about these reactions? Oh, so YouTube has like this it's like a heart reaction icon, but when you click it, it's like a heart, smiley, a party thingy, uh, shy face, and like a 100 emoji. So you can click it, and it's like basically everyone else can see it if you're clicking it, but I don't see it, and I don't see it on any of my overlays, and it doesn't show up in chat. So that seems to be something chat sided. Like it's something specific for chat. I can see it. It's like if I have my chat up on OBS, I see when I press the heart here, it shows up on OBS. So if other people are using it, I should be able to see it there. But I don't think you can capture that on an overlay. That's like a totally like a unique thing specific to YouTube's chat, like these reaction gifs. But yeah. Anyways, I don't even know if in the chat replay it's gonna catch all that, but we'll figure all that out little by little as I begin to master this platform. Okay, so that's that, and now we will officially segue to Final Fantasy IV. Sorry about that. Just fucking, oh my god, we're almost at an hour and I didn't fucking start playing again. That's bad. That's really bad. I get distracted easily, but then that also took a bit of time to fix. And there's no other way for me to fix, like, set that up without being live when I do it. So yeah. And my audio at my headset turned on. Okay, so. This is Final Fantasy IV. This is actually one of my favorites, but the more I played through it, like multiple playthroughs, and as time went on, and I managed to go and beat 6 and stuff, and I played the newer ones, and then when I marathoned it and I played all of them kind of in a row, it my perspective, my opinion on this game kind of not lessened, but it kind of like stabilized. Why is it so low? Oh yeah, the game settings. This is officially... Sorry. This is officially where Square Enix kind of goes ham. They officially start doing all of, adding all the staples to the series. This is where they all first show up. This is the first proper Final Fantasy. If anything, Final Fantasies 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and onward sort of thing. Maybe not 8 and 9, but up until Final Fantasy 7, this game probably was referenced a lot. 4, 5, and 6 are definitely pretty similar feeling in a lot of ways. 5 has a job system, this one doesn't, but this one has preset roles. Everyone is, by definition, like their characters are a specific role. Rose as a white mage, Cecil's a dark knight. Yeah, it's less enemies than Final Fantasy 3. Oh yeah, the length of the game playtime starts to get higher and higher as they have more content. That is not what I want to do. Sorry about that. It doesn't let me change the audio. The audio's a bit loud for me. Okay, so compared to Final Fantasies 1, 2, and 3, this game it goes all in on like the story front. The narrative is a big focus of this game. There's a whole cast of characters, villains, the music, they go ham on the music. There's all sorts of battle themes, boss themes and whatnot. And the playtime, the amount of content and stuff like that, maybe the dungeons are longer and all that, but the playtime should be a little bit higher than the previous Final Fantasies. So rather than wait, we can see the playtime. Yeah, these took me 20 hours, and that's me doing it thoroughly. So for this one, I'm probably gonna be beating it around like 15 to 18 hours, I imagine, but we'll see. We're gonna have a guide up. We're gonna be looking at treasures once again. We're not gonna worry about achievements. I already got all the achievements before in my first playthrough. We're just gonna have similar to the previous games. We're gonna have a treasure guide. And it just starts right away. I wasn't ready. That's why I started over. Captain, we arrive at Baron shortly. Main character here is Cecil. Yeah, not much. I don't want to say too much. Very well. He's a Dark Knight. The captain seems kinda down. After what we did, who wouldn't be? Orders are orders, but killing innocent people to get the crystals isn't right. I need to lower the audio. It might be a bit hard to hear me. That's something I need to check after as well. Bum bum ba-dum bum. Ba-da-ba-bum bum bum ba-dum bum. Ba-da-ba-bum bum 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 ba-da-ba-dum. This game I've probably beaten more than 7 times. I could try to count it out after. When I was a kid, other than Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9 and stuff, out of the 2D ones, this was my favorite. But that's because I didn't really beat 5 or 6. I played the shit out of this one. Final Fantasy Chronicles, it came bundled with Chrono Trigger, so I was playing the shit out of this in Chrono Trigger. The Red Wings are supposed to protect people, not harm them. That's enough. But Captain, surely you don't condone what we've done. All of you, listen well. The raid on Mystidia was imperative for Baron's prosperity. The Mystidians know too much about the crystals. Their very possession of one is a threat to Baron. His Majesty ordered we obtain their crystal, and as soldiers of the Royal Air Force, we are sworn to obey. Captain. Captain, monsters sighted dead ahead. Prepare for battle. Oh, it's not even me playing. So this is automatic. Oh yeah, this game does have scripted battles where you're not in control. It's just like AI computers or whatever doing the battle, just for story purposes, which is cool. Are you all right? We've got more hostiles. Damnation. Yeah, Cecil's a G. He basically is one-shotting everyone. He can't change jobs in this game or anything like that. He's a Dark Knight through and through. All accounted for, sir. We've been counting more monsters than ever lately. There's no end to them. Could it be some kind of omen? Captain, we are now approaching Baron. Very well. Prepare for landing. That was quiet. Well done. So the crystal is now ours. The Mystidians put up no resistance. In fact, they were completely defenseless. Is this pity I perceive? Come, Captain. His Majesty awaits. All of this automatic. I have no control yet. If you'll excuse me, Captain, I must speak to His Majesty in private. Please wait here. His name is Bygone? Bygone! Bagan. Bagel? Your Majesty, I am afraid Cecil can no longer be trusted. He clearly questions your authority. Damn, you snitch. He does? Your counsel is well heeded. Bygone. Let bygones be bygones. But so as long as I obtain the crystals, Cecil's transgressions matter little. Send him in. Yes, Your Majesty. Captain, His Majesty summons you. The Kingdom of Baron hails your return. May I have the crystal? Yes, Your Majesty. Handed over the water crystal. So this game also has crystals, just like every other Final Fantasy for the most part. Actually, coincidentally, Final Fantasy VII doesn't have crystals. Just thinking back on it. A lot of other Final Fantasies don't have crystals, but crystals are pretty common. They're common enough to be considered a staple. It looks genuine to me, sire. It is beautiful to behold. You are dismissed, Cecil. Cecil. Don't bow your head like that. Your Majesty. Yes? Captain, what is it? Your Majesty, forgive me, but what are your intentions regarding the crystals? My men are confused and displeased at their orders. And what of you? Do you question my command? No, I only ask, silence! Do not think your treachery has slipped past me. I trusted you, Cecil, but you leave me no choice. I hereby relieve you of command of the Red Wings. You're firing me, Doc? Your Majesty. Now I charge you with another duty. Slay the phantom beast that plagues Mist Valley and deliver this bomb ring to the village of Mist. You leave tomorrow at first light. And introducing our next character, Kain. He's a Dragoon. So we got Dark Knight and Dragoon right off the hop. Some of the two coolest classes in Final Fantasy. Your Majesty, I beg you to reconsider. Cecil has done no wrong. And they're just pushing us out. Kain, if you're so concerned about your traitorous friend, you may accompany him. Your Majesty, now take the ring and be gone. Receive bomb ring. Your Majesty. I'm sorry, Kain. Once we've completed the mission, the king is bound to forgive us both. You'll command the Red Wings again in no time. ... Get some rest. Let's leave tomorrow's preparation to me. He just walks off screen. Gives you tutorial, same controls as all the other Final Fantasies, and just like that, that's how you start. So begins our adventure in Final Fantasy IV. Okay, let's do this. Okay, before I continue, let me check something with the audio. Because that shit's mad loud and it kind of makes me start yelling. Speaking really loudly. Let me see how the audio turned out. Okay, so that's interesting. So the audio seems okay. It's just the game's really loud on my end, so I'd lower it, and then basically me lowering it should make the audio, like my microphone volume, stand out even more, and ultimately it should be fine. But I'm surprised because I thought this would I thought it'd be my voice kind of competing with the game's music, but you could kind of hear my voice over the music. It's like balanced okay, so it's hard for me to figure what's good and what's not in terms of balancing, but as long as I go back through it and it's like you can hear me clearly and loudly, and then also the game's music and stuff isn't being drowned out by me, but also it's not drowning me out, it's probably safe to make the game lower, which we gotta do basically through this setting. Let me chill up. Thank goodness, my ears. Okay, so couple of things. First of all, so this game does not have a job system. Each character's class, it says right there, Cecil's a Dark Knight. Every character you're gonna come across is gonna have a unchangeable job assigned to them. So it's like kind of their identity. So Rosa's a white mage, Chella's a black mage, Kane's a dragoon, that sort of thing. So Cecil's a Dark Knight. And then the other thing you'll notice is we went from 4 party members in per battle, and this is the first and only Final Fantasy where there's going to be 5 people per battle, which is cool. It's really unique to this game. They haven't gone back to 5 players in a fight since then, to be honest with you. I think the closest would be in Final Fantasy 15, if you have your 4 guys and a guest party, is that 5, or do one of you end up leaving? I can't remember, but 15 might have 5 potentially, and then every other game just dabbles with 3 or 4. The other thing you'll notice is the ordering is normally it's top to bottom, and your main character's at the top of the list. Most RPGs do it this way, but this game, the front of the line default position is in the middle, which is interesting. So you can do front and back lane just like the other games. So if you're a caster, maybe you want to be back lane and stuff, but basically they made it so the middles kind of default the first player's position. I'll probably end up disregarding that and just put them up here, sort of thing. Like, it doesn't really matter too much from what I remember, and if it does, someone can correct me on that. Like, if this affects player order in any sort of way, if it's not based on like some sort of speed stat. But yeah, ow, 5 players per battle. So that there's I think a large part of the reason why they did it this way, now that I'm thinking about it, is because with no job system, and I guess like maybe no, this isn't a really good logic, to be honest, because the other games, there's only 4 party members, and they're like preset skills and stuff like that too. But I was saying, if you don't have a white mage or something, and it's 5 people, it might be pretty bad. This game, your party is pretty much going to be predetermined, like who's with you and who's not with you, and it's going to be based on story. People will come and go, and then at the end of the game, you're going to have a fixed party there as well. It's not like other RPGs where you have a surplus and then you can swap them out based on what you prefer. So like, example being Tales of Vesperia, you can have 8 party members, but you can go into battle with 4. and then towards the end of the game, you have all 8 of them, and then it's just them. Is it 8 or 9? Whatever. Patty and Flynn got added, so I don't remember. But whatever. It'll be like 8, and then you could basically choose out of the 8, and then if you choose everyone, and then you leave out healers, then that's like your prerogative. Like, that's totally up to you if you want to do it that way. You could always try to offset it by healing and stuff. This game, however, your party is going to be predetermined most of the time throughout the game, so whether you have a white mage or not is totally up to where you are in the story. Maybe that's why 5 players kind of helps alleviate things, because you're going to have all sorts of people potentially taking damage, and then having it split amongst you 5 sort of thing, and then hopefully, not hopefully, but ideally, basically, it's balanced around the 5 teammates sort of thing. So if it's ever a case where you don't have a healer and stuff, it might lean more on like items and stuff, but then as a result, the dungeons you're going to and all that probably won't be, it'll factor all that stuff in. Basically, anytime you do anything in this game, the game's gonna know who's gonna be on your party sort of thing. It's not gonna be like, does he have a white mage, or does he have 4 jobs and one of the jobs is a white mage, and then you get punished for it. It's like, no, the balancing, there's a bit of leeway here and there, but aside from that, it's like, no, whatever your party is, it should be, the content in front of you should be doable sort of thing. And then you can't really, unlike Final Fantasy 3. So Final Fantasy 3, we did a boss, Garuda, and Garuda, you can face Garuda however you want. You can have whatever 4 jobs you want. If you want 4 casters or 4 knights, I mean, by all means, it should be doable, but you're making it harder on yourself. And then a part of the strategy in that game is you kind of anticipate all that, and then you can plan around it to the point where you can do 4 dragoons and then beat up Garuda easily that way, like cheese that boss fight. But in a game like this, the strategies like that don't exist. You're always gonna have Cecil or whoever. It's gonna be Cecil, Kain, Tella, Rosa, Black Mage, White Mage, Dragoon, Dark Knight. And then it's gonna be one of those situations where, like, whatever you come across, you're just gonna have to deal with it with whatever your team is capable of doing. And that's where probably stuff like levels start to matter more. Like, you might actually want to grind and whatnot. But then again, it's a pixel remaster, and they basically made all the games in the pixel remaster easier, so it's gonna be even more of a non-issue. The originals, for each of these games, Final Fantasies 1 to 6, the original or alternate versions, not pixel remaster, but those versions are arguably harder in general. It does require you to, like, know your party, know the strats, know the weaknesses, know like what you're up against sort of thing, and then plan around that. And then if not, make sure you have good equipment, make sure you're leveled well and all that stuff. But it's interesting because this game is actually what ends up kind of being used as a template. So like when you play future Final Fantasies, you kind of have the same sort of predicament. And then what they do in future Final Fantasies is they create systems like the materia system, the junction system, where you can make Cloud in Final Fantasy VII a healer if you want, because of the materia system. Even though he's running around with the Buster Sword, and he's really attack-oriented and whatnot. And then the games like Final Fantasy IX, it goes back to the same thing as Final Fantasy IV, where Zidane's a thief, Steiner's the knight, Vivi's a black mage, Garnet's a white mage, and then based on what part you are in the story, you may or may not have them, and then everything is factoring in what your party's capabilities are. They definitely did consider designing like the bosses and whatever encounters and whatever dungeons you're going through. And then items probably start to play more of a role to kind of offset like the lack of a healer, because realistically the main issue would be not having a healer. And then also, if there's an issue at all, also there's other in this game specifically, more than one character do have healing capabilities. It's not just one person, so it does work out. The other thing is this game is slowly transitioning to what ends up being known as the ATB system, the active time active time battle. In Final Fantasy VII, they created this system where it's not really turn-based the way the previous Final Fantasies were. So the previous Final Fantasies, you kind of select the commands for each of your characters, and then they all do their turn. And then what order they do their turn is probably based on like speed stats and stuff like that. And then the enemy speed stat and stuff like that. That does come back eventually in like Final Fantasy X off the top of my head. But Final Fantasy 4, 5, 6, and 7, and 8, and 9 do more and more of an active time battle system. So you have options. So read what it says here. So battle mode, wait, and active. Wait is set how time flows in battle. Time stops when selecting items or magic spells. Or you can do time continues to flow when selecting items or magic spells. So if you want like a real-time kind of feel where if you take too long the enemy can still act, you probably want to put it on active. So for example, how this would look is the other thing is you don't pick everyone's move and then they all do it. It's like you pick the move and then they do it, and as they do it, you're already onto the next character. So the battle system changed from Final Fantasies 1, 2, 3 to this game. It's different. In Final Fantasies 1, 2, 3, you all pick your stuff in true turn-based fashion, and then they all, move. But in this game, and onwards, until Final Fantasy X, in this game, basically, as your character turn shows up, it's your character's turn, and then let's say you press attack, they go ahead and do that. And then as they go ahead and do that, you already could start choosing other people's stuff, and then they have a gauge that goes up, basically. And then when it fills up, it's their turn. And then based on how you time that and whatever stats they have, it'll go up faster, or it could be interrupted, or it can be slowed down. Haste could speed it up. But in my situation and my preferences, I basically prefer wait. So when I choose items and magic spells, the flow of the times freezes in the battle. It feels active. I could basically be in an item selection menu or a magic selection menu, and then if I just leave it there, even though I'm not doing anything and I'm just looking through, the enemies can keep attacking me. And that makes for a fun, real-time, and harder experience because you're kind of pressured to pick your shit fast. But one of the things is, for example, items. If you get a shit ton of items, scrolling through the items could take long, and then if you don't organize your items where it's at the top of your list, you end up wasting time and taking more hits than usual if you're on active. So I do prefer wait, so I can take my time. Also, when it comes to strategizing and stuff like that, I don't mind having it freeze when I'm in a menu, like a magic or item menu. And it's a hybrid still. It's not like it's it's not like it's in real time when it's my character's turn and I'm in the main menu. It's like, no, it's only when I go into a sub menu that it freezes. So you can make it active, so that doesn't matter, or you can make it wait. And for me, yeah, Cecil and Kane don't have much commands in their fucking shit, but the item menu could potentially get really padded and bloated. So I've been in situations where, like, enemy gets a bunch of extra hits on me because I'm like taking time scrolling down or like looking through at what I want to use on them. So in this case, I do technically prefer wait versus active. Even in Final Fantasy 7 and stuff, I think I put it on wait. But either way is good. This way just means you have to be really quick. And you can't really sit down and like read descriptions like, oh, should I use fire or should I use a blizzard? Is this gonna be weak to this? Do I want a multi-target, single target? It's like, no, they'll be fucking beating you up as you're fucking thinking all that. So, definitely want it on wait for now. For now, I say for now, like I'm gonna fucking change it, but no, I'm gonna leave it on wait. And then battle speed, set the speed at which battle takes place. You can do very slow, slow, normal, fast, very fast. I'm gonna put it at very fast. Text display speed in battle, same thing, very fast. Continue auto battle, sure. Cursor memory, basically it remembers what you last used, so like where your cursor was hovering. So if you use item and then you're on the 5th item you could start the next turn with that character and it'll just be there ahead of time instead of just defaulting to attack at the top of the menu or at the top of the item menu. I didn't really explain this in previous Final Fantasy games we played, but it starts to matter more because this is added in. So yeah. Graphic display. Leave that. Yeah, Cecil already comes equipped with stuff. Some good armor, I suppose, but I mean, it can't really be considered that good because it's literally the first stuff you have in the game. He has no magic, no items, no heat. We have the bomb ring. We should be good to go. So now, I'm gonna pull up a guide. I don't know how long I'm gonna stream, to be honest. I think I need to go outside and touch grass. That's probably the only missing thing. I've been trying to figure out why my eye is like strained and kind of tired. So it's not dry skin. I moisturize my face. It's not oily. It's not dehydration. So I'm drinking water. It is maybe too much electronics. I do get good sleep. Well, I mean, maybe not good quality sleep, but I am sleeping. I'm sleeping 6 hours minimum and all that. And then the only thing I can think of is I just need more sunlight, bro. So, trying to find every opportunity I can to go outside, or at least get some fresh air. And, hopefully it helps. It does kind of help, because as soon as I go downstairs and, like, take my eyes off this, electronic screen sort of thing, my eyes kind of start to relax more. And then I also do eye drops, and they're non-preservative, so it shouldn't, like, it shouldn't be bad if I use it too much. From what I understand, there's no such thing as using too much of a non-preservative eye drop, unless it like competes with my the tear duct fucking tears I have already. I don't know. Anyways, Mist Valley is northwest of Baron. With you and our commander Kain joining forces, nothing will be able to stop you. Yeah, expect all the same shenanigans with hidden walls and all that. What's wrong? I'm sorry to have dragged you into this. Don't be. I acted of my own free will. I mastered the Dark Sword on His Majesty's orders, but it was to protect Baron, not to plunder. You're not to blame. I'm sure the king has his reasons. I envy you, Kain. I envy the path you chose. I suppose I could have attained a higher rank had I become a Dark Knight. My father was a dragoon, but he passed away when I was still young. I felt that I could keep some sort of connection with them if I became a dragoon as well. I didn't mean to bore you with my stories. Anyway, I don't need your concern. The only thing you should be concerned about is slaying that beast tomorrow. I don't want to be the only one pulling his weight. I'll give as good as you, rest assured. That's more like it. We should get some sleep. We rise early tomorrow. The king is most displeased. He will not see you until you have delivered the bomb ring to the village of Mist. Whatever, bitch. Fucking beat you up. I've heard rather disturbing rumors regarding the king lately. What, that he's fucking crazy and trying to kill everyone and fucking becoming not a kingdom but an empire? Something like that. If you value life, you'd best put king and country before anything else. His Majesty's acting very strange lately. Gee, I wonder. Okay. You're free to take the items? Well, mind if I do. And then once again, we have the same quality of life stuff where they give you a mini map and they give you a treasure and item list, so you can a counter, so you can at least see if you max everything out. And I don't want to say spoilery stuff, but I remember this game relatively well compared to the other 3 games we played. So, if I go through each Final Fantasy, it's pretty ridiculous how much I've played each one. I think the Final Fantasy I've played the least is Final Fantasy V. I've only beaten it once on PlayStation 1. And then I think I played the GBA one, but I'm not sure if I beat it. I don't recall beating it. I'm trying to remember. If I did have it, I most likely did beat it, but I don't know. My memories are foggy. But I'll just say this. Once on PS1 and once on the Pixel Remaster. And then now when I get to Final Fantasy V Pixel Remaster, it's going to be my 3rd time. This game, however, I beat it on Super Nintendo. I beat it PlayStation 1, the Final Fantasy Chronicles. On PlayStation 1, I think I beat this game probably more than 3 times. I know 2 times for sure. Twice for sure. So that's 3 times already. But I probably beat it more than 2 times. I just can't remember for sure. And then I beat it on GBA. I beat it as a PlayStation 1 classic. Oh, Final Fantasy V I beat as a PS1 classic as well. Sorry. PS1 classics on PS3. So, Final Fantasy V PS1. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. But Final Fantasy IV I beat as a PS1 classic. And then Pixel Remaster, I already beat it once. And now that I'm going to be beating it again. So, we're looking at over 5 times. Probably like over 7 times, if I'm being honest. Or 6 times. So it's pretty crazy. You would think after beating these games so many times, I'll remember each and every single thing. But no, it's not like that. My memory gets foggy as time goes on as I get older. But also because it competes with so many other games I play. You know, I play a game and out with the old, in with the new. There's so much new games I play. So you're like, it competes for my memory and competes for my attention, sort of thing. But yeah, looking forward to going through this one again. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 is good times, bro. It's honestly good times. These are fucking legendary games in my eyes. So we can explore, but there's no real reason to. But I'm just gonna do it anyways. Yeah, it's just giving you a bunch of info that we already kind of come across already. We played enough Final Fantasy to pretty much have all this stuff memorized. The cure spells and stuff. Everyone here is talking about how the king is different. We know what that means if you know your RPG tropes, and if you know Final Fantasy. Rosa became a white mage for you, Cecil, to help you in any way she could. Please don't worry her too much. Oh yeah, Rosa's your partner, girlfriend. Not wife. Yeah, not wife. I don't think wife. You sleep on me, bro, not Cecil. I got sleepy right there, man. Basic spells like Fire and Blizzard aren't powerful enough to defeat many monsters, but I do seem to remember hearing more about more important spells like Fire Up, Blizzaga, Blizzaja. We're diligently working about, yeah, whatever. Also, I don't think the originals had diagonal movement. Yeah, I don't remember diagonal movement being a thing. Cecil! Thank goodness you're alright. I was so worried. You left on such short notice. We're fine. I wish I could say the same for the Mysidians we slaughtered. Cecil! I'll come see you later, okay? Very well. Hold on. This is where I'm supposed to go. Our full boarding area surrounds the castle. Oh, me, bro. Oh, I love the music in this game. Honestly, the music in this franchise in general is just super lit. Barren sacred treasures rest behind this wall, but access to that chamber is forbidden. Yeah, I'll be here eventually, bro. You think these treasures are for you, bro? They're all for me. Oh, we already got mention of Cid. Cid's really showing us how much of a staple he is these past games. He was only mentioned in passing in Final Fantasy 1, but 2, 3, and now 4 are pretty prominent character. To varying degrees, of course. Oh, wait. Man, I'm already yawning like crazy, man. Oh, we in the dungeon. Well, 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 look who's back. Rosa was worried sick about you. Don't you ever do that to her again, you hear? I think Rosa is his daughter? So, how are my airships? I'll bet you and your goons wrecked them up something awful. Hey, what's the matter with you, kiddo? Well, what? The king demoted you? What about the Red Wings? They'll be a mess without you. Come to think of it, the king's been acting peculiar for some time. Yeah, literally everyone's saying this. Like, it's too on the nose at this point. The king's gone evil, basically. Huh? That's what everyone else seems to think. His Majesty ordered me to build an airship for killing people. Everyone's worried about it. Anywho, be careful. Oh yeah, fun fact. When I was a kid, if you look at the sprite for Cid, it's like he has a bunch of brown. It's supposed to be a really big beard, but when I was a kid, I thought Cid was like a Furby, like a brown monster furry creature. I don't know why. It's like one of those. I don't know if y'all know, but like Zelda had a similar thing where, in Link to the Past for Zelda, the wizard guy, there's like two different ways you could kind of interpret that sprite, and like the way I interpret it is the way all of us as kids interpret it. It was pretty funny, but then once you realize how he's supposed to be interpreted, it's like, oh god, these pixel sprites, man. But yeah, it's funny because it applies for this guy for me too, because I was young. If you look at him head on, he looks like a bear, like a furry bear with goggles on and a helmet. And if you look at like the artwork, how he looks and stuff, or if you look at the remake of this game, it really puts things in perspective. He's like an engineer with a helmet and goggles with a really big beard, like really, really big beard. Like his beard reaches the pixel it reaches almost up to his arms, but it's smaller than that. He's a neckbeard. Well, not really a neckbeard. Well, I have to start heading home. My daughter will kill me if I'm not back soon. Now, is his daughter Rosa or is this like another chick? I can't remember. I think it is Rosa. Yeah, these guys are all traumatized. So much for Red Wings honor. Yeah, y'all don't have honor, bro. None of us do. Oh, this place is only useful because it's literally where Sid spawned in that cutscene just now. I've changed your sheets, sir. I hear you depart early tomorrow morning. Good night. Rest? No. Oh, okay, fine. Bitch. That's how you sleep. What's happened to the king? He covets the crystals as though he's possessed, and it seems to resort to any means to get them. Nevertheless, I can't defy him. How could I cross the man who raised Cain and me like his very own? The chivalrous knight whom I've adored and admired since childhood. I will not betray him. I can't. Bro, as far as this guy's concerned, you already betrayed him. He called you a traitor. Cecil! Bro, I'm trying to sleep. Why are you yelling at me? What's going on? You just returned from Mysidia, and now you must journey afar to battle some phantom beast? It's all too sudden. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Cecil, look at me. I'd rather look at this wall. In Mysidia, we killed innocent people to steal their crystal. It was horrible. I suppose this is my fate as a Dark Knight. Soon I won't even feel remorse for my actions. You and I both know that will never happen. Still, I can't defy the king. I'm a hopeless coward. The Cecil I know would never whimper like this. The Cecil I love. You leave for Mist early tomorrow, right? Yes, but don't worry. Kane's coming too. Yeah, we're gonna spam the jump command. I'll be fine, trust me. Please come back to me in one piece. Thank you, Rosa. Though as a Dark Knight, you know we can never truly be together. Wait, what? Why? Because our Dark Knight's, like, devoted celibacy or some shit? So, are you ready for some real combat? Always. Lead the way. Bum bum ba 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 bum 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 ba 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 bum ba 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 ba, and the game officially starts. Oh, they have 2 moons. Kind of like Final Fantasy. Well, a lot of Final Fantasy. 16, 14. Wait, 14 is. Oh. And so, the Dark Knight Cecil was stripped of his command as captain of the Red Wings. He and the Master Dragoon Kane head for the Foggy Valley and the Village of the Mist. Of Mist. The hidden Mist Village. The advent of the airship marked the realization of Baron's dreams, but also the birth of its militarism. With its Royal Air Force, the Red Wings, Baron soon reigned supreme. We always got these military complexes in all these countries just going ham. Now, as monsters multiply and stir unrest, Baron only exploits his power to collect the world's crystals. Why? That is the main question. Indeed. Just typical kingdom power-hungry shit. You know, kingdom becomes an empire. World domination. Anyways, the crystals merely shed their light in silence. And so begins officially Final Fantasy IV as we go on our journey to the fucking Hidden Mist Village. We got Kane as our party member. Kane's listed at the top and Cecil's in the middle. Kind of an odd thing to do, as I mentioned earlier, but it's how the game is. And we don't want to save over our many other save files, so we're going to start from 11 and it should end at 20. Okay, Alright. Alright, cool. Okay, so we can just go back. Oh, we can't come back? Fuck you, bro. Hate you. Oh, this town. Potion. Here's an inn. At this point, you're gonna see a lot of repetitive concepts, reuse concepts. You know, this is typical RPG fashion stuff. Inns and treasures and potions and fucking Dark Knights and Dragoons and all that. I'm a Dragoon in Final Fantasy 14 is my main class, so I thought that shit was dope. In Final Fantasy 14, once we get to that, it's gonna be nice having all these games fresh in our mind, because Final Fantasy 14 is truly, truly like a love letter to all of the games in the series. In fact, a lot of the people I've met on Final Fantasy 14, they haven't really played a lot of the Final Fantasies. Maybe like the key ones like 7 and shit. But no, there's a subset of players that are just exclusively on that game as an MMO, and then there's a subset of players that played some Final Fantasies, but maybe more on the newer side. But they reference everything. Every single Final Fantasy game gets tapped into, at least the mainline series. 14 brings in all sorts of music themes, dungeons, bosses, the classes, the jobs in that game. Dancers wanted. Can I be a dancer? Hey, are you a bad guy? You sure look like one. Yeah, Dark Knights are like definitely, you know, it's in the name, dark. Move out of the way, little girl. And Dwarven bread, my jobs. Sir Cecil of the Red Wings. I haven't done anything wrong. I'm a good citizen. I pay my taxes. That's kind of... Is Cecil like a fucking auditor? Like... You pay, but you are a Dark Knight. I cannot take money from someone of your status. So give me everything for free. Why is the inn lady fucking charging me then? What the heck? You should be... Oh, it's not an inn lady. It's a dude. I miss her. Oh man, my short-term memory must suck ass. You wish to go to Mist Valley? Then you must head to the cavern northwest of Baron. Oh, okay, I already knew that, but that's just me being a nerd. Well, potion. Stay away from Mist. Leave the village alone or something bad will happen. I know it. Really? I don't remember an NPC warning me like that. Door is locked. The Devil's Road leads to Mysidia, but it has remained closed since the Mysidia sealed their end. Baron once actively traded with Mysidia via this path, but is no longer in use. The stairs over there lead to the training room. Path is sealed and cannot be used. You wish to change your name? Oh, right. They let you change your names, huh? Like some Pokemon shit. No, for the sake of this playthrough, I'm definitely going to leave their names default. I know all the characters' names, but in other games, I might want to leave it normal. Or like in Pokemon, for example, like all the new gen Pokemon, I might want to leave the name normal so I can at least learn the proper names. These games, I can be dumb. I can name Cecil fucking I don't know, whatever. Like, I don't even know other Dark Knights in the franchise right now. I could name Kane like fucking Sid. Sid Highwind. Because Sid functions like a dragoon. Caverns contain save points. Use them wisely. Oh, dungeons have save points on. Alright, cool. I forgot they add like a halfway point for like tents and stuff. Try slowing down the battle speed if you're still a beginner. If you select active battle mode and configuration menu, monsters will attack even when you're choosing your items or magic. Yeah, I may not be a beginner, but I prefer wait. Okay? It's just, why give them that extra damage just because I want to like preciously go through my menu? Sometimes I go in a menu and I just sit there and like, maybe the game's easy to the point where I could just use whatever, and I just kind of look through and say, oh, what do I feel like using, you know, just to spice it up. If it's active battle time or whatever, all the advantage of any of that goes out the window because they just keep beating me up as I take my time to choose. That being said, it does make it more, I guess, more fun and engaging. Not really that much more fun, in my opinion. Moving characters with low stamina to the back. If your inventory gets full, talk to Fat Chocobo in any Chocobo forest. He will hold onto your items for you. So I understand that's the point of Fat Chocobo, but what are you expected to do? Stack 99 potions and then go there and stack another 99? Like, the odds of you really doing that naturally are it's non-existent pretty much. If you buy shit in the shop up to 99, you're probably going to be burning through it. Like, I don't really know. The storage system's kind of not really that useful. I don't really utilize it. Unless you're trying to, like, amass a shit ton of items for some reason. Like, you want more than 900 of... Sorry, not 900. You want more than 99 of, like, a high potion. But then it's like, if you're trying to use that to help you go through a dungeon, it's like you're gonna have to take a detour to a Fat Chocobo and withdraw it. I don't know. It's not that useful to me. Usually, you can hold on to 99 of whatever, right? And that already is enough, so... And then also there's some games where it'll just create a new stack. I don't know what game would do this. I'm not even sure if Final Fantasy does this, but, you know, like, you get 99 potions, and then you get another potion, and it's... You have 99 in one slot, and then 1 in the other slot. And then some games have limited inventory space. Like, there actually is an end. But in these games, if I get one of everything, I still have space, so it doesn't really seem to matter. I do recall in Final Fantasy VII, you could potentially have the material list maxed out, so you might want to get rid of some and stuff like that, sell some, whatever. I wouldn't be scared of a Dark Knight. They're cool. Shay, I'll show you something neat if you promise not to get me trouble. Sure. Oh shit, what the fuck? She threw her top off, but she still has a top. Oh, is that like a swimsuit underneath or something? Oh yeah, she had a dress and then she threw her top off. Flicked the dress off. Alright. That's a cool story, bro, I suppose. Imagine, like, some little kid. It's not me, that's for sure, but like some little kid probably got off on that. It's like, yo. Okay, got item here. Tents. Wow, that's a secret passage? Holy, probably would have never noticed that. It's right here. Right here. Look at that shit. That's so subtle. What the fuck? I mean, you would probably look at this and be like, well, there's gotta be something here, right? So it's not too far-fetched to think that a person could stumble on it. Especially since you know, like, you would know that this game has that. Like, all these Final Fantasy games have, like, hidden whatever. Can't do the 3 chests. The 3 chests for later. It's gonna be in, here? No. It's gonna be in here, I think. Yeah. Some shit like that. Or in here. Oh, is this Cid's house? History of shipbuilding. Birds of the world. Cecil. Oh, okay, so Rosa isn't his daughter? Cecil, can you tell my father to stop pulling all-nighters? Tiredness makes him so confrontational. He won't even listen to me anymore. What's more, he's been arguing a lot with the townspeople because they badmouth the king and the soldiers. He's trying to stick up for you and Kane, you know. Alright, so I just misremembered. Yeah, see, even though I play these games a lot, it's not like I remember every little single detail. It's just the way it is. Built a new engine. Can't wait till I get my own custom emotes. I might want to make like a pixel sprite. Something like this. Oh! That's another thing. This game starts me off at level 10. Some games start you off at level 1. Some games start you off at like level 5 or 8. Like, you know. Huh, how is the battle system like this? Yeah, like in this game. We try halfway. Oh yeah, when I go to any sub-menu, including attacking and targeting and stuff, it freezes the game. Kane's bar is frozen there. And then when I attack, it'll resume, and Kane. That's just cool. A lot of RPGs do it the old-fashioned, purely turn-based way, where Dragon Quest, Lost Odyssey, those games, they make you choose all the moves beforehand, and then all of your teammates will do their moves. Your turn is kind of like your whole team's turn, but in this game, it's turn on a player basis. So Kane's turn, Cecil's still getting his gauge up. You know, as soon as you do whatever you do with Kane, Kane moves. He doesn't wait on Cecil's to go up. It's the ATB system eventually. And auto battle. Oh, there's a tropical forest here? What the heck? Oh, white one? White tropical, gotcha. Oh, it heals me. MP restart. Okay. That's good to know. That's our destination. Oh look, it's like a boot. Like Italy. I want to level up these ones. Wait, how much do I get? Well, if it's 30, then I'm just gonna go on. My characters seem like the game probably designed for like since we're all level 10, and you can probably just beeline to where you need to go. Oh, it's also made to 11. Okay, never mind. I'm just tripping. Just based on looking at the table of contents, the game doesn't seem like it's that much longer than the previous Final Fantasies we played. So basically, 1 would be the shortest, and then 2 and 3 seem to be like around the same. Maybe 3's a bit longer because it does have side content. Yeah, 3 probably would be longer. It has side content. This game has a lot of side content actually. It's the same thing as 3, if I remember right, like summons and stuff. Alright, let's do this. Time to journey through the cave. It's funny, you'd grind for the bestiary to get all the entries, and that technically functions as like a power level in a way. time wasting too. Not time wasting, but time padding. So that's why my playthroughs for the stream have been much faster than my original playthroughs. Dungeons are not too long either, if I recall correctly. Maybe later on they get longer and longer, which is expected. Final Fantasy 3 is interesting. Some of the dungeons are surprisingly short. Like Bahamut's thing was like 3 rooms. That's it. Turn back. What? Who's there? The ghost. Dun, 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 ba-da-ba-da-bum, dun, 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 ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da. First dungeon, not too long, not too difficult. It's funny, I recall playing this on PS1 and like you kinda had, well, I kinda had to grind or some shit. It's like me as a kid, so what do I know? Maybe they didn't even start you at level 10. They probably started you at a lower level or something. Okay, we're gonna be fighting our first boss in the game. Okay. Make sure we're good. Quick save just in case. Shouldn't be too hard. Leave at once. Could that be the Phantom Beast of Mist Valley? Knights of Baron. Who are you? Leave now or suffer the consequences. Show yourself. You choose to ignore my warnings? Yes. We have to get to Mist. We're not turning back. So be it. The mist is gathering. Oh yeah, darkness takes my HP, so I shouldn't use that. Oh no. No! I didn't mean to. It counters if you hit it in the mist form. Attacking the mist is futile. The mist will retaliate if attack. Attack when the dragon appears. Yeah, Kane's about to get his ass whooped then. Jeez. Unfortunate. Yeah, I know. You don't need to repeat it, bro. Okay, we just wait. It's returning to his dragon form. Attack now! No! You just wait. Just wait, just wait, just wait. Let it go back. Not too bad. Pretty easy. With the way they did the pixel remasters, is probably gonna be the super bosses of any game that's gonna really give me any sort of trouble, or any like strat specific stuff. But yeah, we're gonna go right to the next place. The ring is glowing. The bombs came out of the ring, and they're just, what, wreaking havoc. And boom! All of a sudden, the village is on fire. What the? This is why he sent us here. We've destroyed the entire village. So it's all a setup thing. Why would he make us do this? No! Mommy! My mom's dragon died, and because of that, my mom died too. Oh shit, we killed the dragon just now. What? I've heard of people with the power to call forth monsters. Yeah, summoners. Oh, Cain says it. Summoners, they're called. Then we're responsible for killing her mother by killing the dragon. You killed my mom's dragon? We didn't know that would happen. So that was the king's plan, to annihilate every summoner in this village. That can't be. I'm afraid it's true. I'm also afraid we're gonna have to get rid of the girl. Jeez. Cain out here ruthless, bro. Following orders. What? That's what the king would expect. It's her or us. But she's just a child. You intend to defy the king? I refuse to carry out any more slaughter in the king's name. I knew you'd say that. Don't worry, I'm on your side. Alright, cool. You are? I owe the king so much, but I can't disgrace the dragoons. So you'll join me? Yes, but we'll need the support of other nations if we're to oppose the mightiest kingdom in the land. And we have to get Rosa out of Baron. Thank you, Cain. Save it. This isn't for your sake. This place is dangerous. We'd better get going. What about the girl? We can't leave her. We'll have to take her with us. It's alright. We won't hurt you, but you're gonna have to come with us, okay? No! Come on. We have to go now. No, go away. Wait. I hate you. You killed my mom. We're fighting a little girl. Well, time to just squash her. Oh, she used to summon. Oh shit, Titan, bro. I've been spamming Titan in Final Fantasy, dude. Boom, just one shot us. Well, actually, Cecil had 13 HP there, so it's just a one turn, and then scripted ends the match. Just like that, we're somewhere else sometime later, and just what the fuck's gonna happen? She's safe, thank goodness. Cain? Cain! I have to get her out of here. Cain, I pray that you're alive. And we are blocked off. So, only way is forward. Hot pickings. It says Sandworm seems to be a rare encounter, but I literally encountered a first battle here. Okay. I have to find her a place to rest. Welcome. Oh, she looks very pale. Is she alright? Get her to a bed quickly. She can rest here free of charge. Thank you. Okay, so the girl's unconscious. Now we found some town in the middle of the desert. know it's your fault we're here. I mean, technically it's our fault, but then technically it's not our fault. It's the king's fault. And whoever knows, well, who knows what's going on with him? It might be someone else's fault. It always just trickles up the ladder somehow. Anyways, hey, are you all right? My name is Cecil. What's yours? She's just quiet. I'm so sorry about your mother. I understand if you can't forgive me. Will you at least let me protect you? Um, ba-da-ba-da-bum. Look at all these guys. Cecil, I finally found you. General. Wait! I'm here on the king's orders. All summoners from Mist must be annihilated. Hand over the girl now. Not a chance. Then you shall die. We'll see about that. They ambushed me in the night. Okay, we're gonna kill the general. Even though I have the bestiary complete, doesn't really matter, but whatever. Get more XP that way, I guess. Reason why is because if you kill the other guy, he apparently runs away. They're all cowards. How much HP do you have? Oh, the 3D remake of this game is really good. It's actually stands on its own separate from this. You can't really say that about the 3 remake, in my opinion. The 3 remake is like whatever, the Pixel remaster is the intended experience, and they do have differences, but they're more or less the same experience. But Final Fantasy IV, the DS remake, was like chef's kiss, man. It was actually pretty good. It was very difficult compared to what I was used to. Don't worry about me. I won't let anyone hurt you. Promise? I promise. See, this is how you get her trust. You kill other people in front of her. I'm Rydia. Rydia. Summoner Rydia has joined your party. The party. This innkeeper's just like not even phase all set. Yeah, he's not even gonna react to it. But yeah, anyways, the journey continues. Oh. Okay, we got Rydia, the little kid. Level 1, of course. Has a chocobo summon. What, you use Titan and you don't have Titan, bro? Come on. Probably use it as, like, out of anger. I don't know how that works, but it seems like that's probably happened. Can't believe Anna ran away. He and her father, Sage Tella, are very close. Yeah, Sage Tella, spoiler alert, we're gonna be seeing that guy. Some old man in the water came and won't let me through. Yeah, they're hinting at future locations. Don't kill me. Is that her foot? Don't it's like a fucking That's funny. If you're gonna travel with that little girl, I recommend moving her to the back row. She already is, bro. Castle up north is Damcyan Castle, which rules over the entire desert. I hear the Prince of Damcyan is a delicate beauty with an exquisite voice. I've never heard of a prince described as a delicate beauty, but okay. Is it because he's a bard? That makes sense. Like a pretty boy. Eight water serpents. Oh, okay. I get it. Hush. Yes. Not gonna matter. Oh, I have everything. We found a girl from Barren lying unconscious just outside of town. Poor things come down with desert fever. She keeps muttering the name Cecil over and over. Well, I wonder who that is. Rosa! Rosa. Cecil. Cecil, don't die on me. She got the desert fever. To cure desert fever, you need a rare jewel called a sand ruby, found only in a cave where an antlion dwells. Okay, so we already know where that is. The book's called Sand Ruby, the cure for desert fever. And then this... Yeah, okay, cool. So not much of a cutscene there. Trained a little bit. Oh, wow. He's dead. Learn Blizzard and Kira. Okay. Okay, so she's the mix. She's summoner, black mage, white mage. Cool. Oh yeah, they decided to do the proper MP system where spells have a cost and then you have a total MP just like you have a total HP. And then it's just subtraction from there. Just all three. So she's goated. But as you can see, her class is still called Summer. So not only is it 5 party members, but even though their job is their job, yeah, their ability set could potentially be well-rounded like that. A lot of locations. Yeah, Final Fantasy 1, you start with 4 party members. This one, you start with, Final Fantasy 3, you start with 4 party members. Final Fantasy 2, you start with 3 party members, but you quickly get your 4th, and then you have a guest character rotating, whatever. This game, you start with 2, technically. 2, and then you stay at 2. And then you add more, and then you lose some, or whatever. Does the inn revive you? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because I'm not trying to use Phoenix Downs like that. Let me see. Yes, it does. Alright, so Final Fantasy IV is the first Final Fantasy where you know how in the 3 other Final Fantasy games we played, there's basically a church, or a church basically, and that's how you revive your KO'd allies. And then it would be even to the point where there'd be spring water that heals your HP MP, and then a separate spring water that heals revives the KO allies. So now they finally made it so inns just heal you everything, including reviving dead allies. Which ends up being like a standard, if I recall correctly. Yeah, it should be standard going forward. We're gonna train a bit more. Bum, 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 bum. I can only pick off one. Sandworm's such a pushover. How much you want to bet that used to be hard and it's like one of those enemies that fuck you up and they nerf the shit out of it? Oh, relax. Let's go back to the end. She's pretty weak, so help her catch up a little bit. Even though the game's gonna be pretty easy for the most part, no harm in just being like this. I'm playing as if it's just, you know, no different than the PS1 whatever versions. It was honestly, it's an overall good move because, like, for real, most people are not gonna want to go back and play these games. Pixel Remaster is like only for like the most hardcore, and then by making it easier like this, it at least helps make it like so people could, you know, the on the off chance there is someone that wants to go back and try them, play them, beat them. It's more casualized. But one could argue that the old experience where it's the old difficulty is like what makes these kind of good and maybe even addictive, as like, you know, they force people to do like RPG stuff like grinding and all that, and actually strategizing and having your characters be properly prepared and equipped. But I don't know, if it feels like it's hand-holdy, I mean, it's not really hand-holdy, but feels like it's what you wanna call it? It's made more accessible, so that you can kind of do whatever and still kind of have some sort of semblance of success without hitting like a stone wall of difficulty. Jesus, learning so much magic. That's awesome. I like this way better because the tombs and stuff or whatever. And then I also like she's probably gonna be able to learn everything, right? In the other games, you had 3 slots per level tier for Final Fantasies. 1 and 2. I mean 1 and 3, and then 2 was whatchamacallit. Oh, whatever. I don't even remember. Who cares? Oh my god, I mean, like, I don't have to teach it to her. She's just gonna learn as she. It's like, yeah, depending on what level, and then as she levels up, she just keeps learning more. Like, it's predetermined, you know? It's not like missable. Oh, it is there. What am I doing? Okay, I think I'm gonna get her to level 10. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da-ba-da. How long have I streamed? I might call it 2.5 hours. Not bad, but. Also, like, I'm trying to fix my schedule too. So tonight, I'll be sleeping relatively early and then waking up relatively early, and then try to keep that going so my body gets into a circadian rhythm that's correct and all that. And then gotta keep working out and gotta go outside and catch some sun and gotta drink some water and hydrate, and before I know it, I'll have more energy reserves. It's not even energy reserves. It's like my main hang up right now is like the eye strain. It's weird. Kind of hard to play video games when your eyes are like so tired like that. It's also getting super, super cold. Like winter is coming. Holiday vibes too. December. Ooh, that was powerful. Bum, 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 bum. Level 10, we're good. Alright, on to the next dungeon. Okay. Next dungeon. Also another cave. Oh, could that be? It is. That dark sword. Dark Knight, I need your assistance. What's wrong? I must get to Damcian to rescue my daughter. She is deceived by a wicked bard. We must hurry, for I sense an ill omen. You must be Sage Tella. Indeed I am. That girl, she is a summoner. Perfect, she can help too. A giant monster lurks in the lake ahead. The devil even withstands magic. We can defeat it if we work together, and then I can finally be on my way. We need to reach Damcian as well. Then let us make haste. And just like that, we get our third party member. Powerful, too. Level 20, Sage Tella. He may be a sage, but he's got all sorts of magic. He's got white magic and black magic. So this is what I was saying. It's like, in the previous Final Fantasies, you would have to be like, oh yeah, let's make a white mage or a red mage, and then the red mage can have white magic, or you can have a black mage, red mage, which can have black magic. And then Final Fantasy 2, you can teach any of your characters any magic, but they have limited slots, and it's just via the tome. And then you could kind of have someone be a white mage or a black mage, but like it's not like they had a job system or anything like that. It's just 3-4 characters, and then you'll get characters like Minwu. Minwu's like good on the white mage front, you know, and then they do that super thing where the first dungeon is physical resistant monster boss or whatever. And then when they add jobs in for Final Fantasy 3, if you don't use a white mage, you won't have healing, which would obviously hamper your whatever. But this game, just by default, you have these 3. There's no situation where you wouldn't have these 3. You can't change them or anything like that. And look, she has white magic, black magic, and summoning magic already. And he has white magic, black magic, relatively high levels. And then Cecil's just a Dark Knight, just sitting there being offense. How the fuck do I get there? Bum 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 bum. Thank you. Can't go there. I'm probably gonna wrap it up and end stream relatively soon. Probably after this dungeon. Secret room. Try to use my items generously, not conservatively. All these spells I'm learning. Yeah, everything. Okay. Oh yeah, this it is. We'll rest here. This magic field repels all monsters. You can save and use a tent or cottage in here. Let's use my tent to rest and prepare for the upcoming battle. Cool. Yeah, this is at least indication for me at least that the dungeons in this game are gonna be on the longer side if they have those halfway points. This girl's asleep already. She must have been exhausted. Who is she? A summoner from the village of Mist. She holds great potential. With proper training, she'll be able to master many spells. Look at her, so sweet and innocent. She reminds me of Anna at that age. Who is Anna? My daughter. She eloped with the bard to the Damsian, because I didn't consent to their union. Although Prince, that's the bard. Tell me, what business do you have in Damsian? A friend of mine has been, has been struck down by desert fever. A friend? You calling Rosa a friend? Whatever. Ah, so you seek the sand ruby. It won't be easy to obtain. But first, there's. Oh right, they're not really together. But first, there's the small matter of a vicious monster that needs taking care of. I mean, then again, I swear she said she loves him, and then the theme of love plays whenever the hell she's interacting with her. So I don't know. Anyways, but first, there's a small matter of a vicious monster that needs taking care of. A frightful creature it is, with 8 enormous tentacles. We must kill it and reach Damasian before it's too late. Too late for what? I don't know. I only pray my instincts are wrong. Alright. All set. A magical field allows the use of tents and cottages in this area. You can also save for progress. Shall do that. Ice rod. Oh yeah, no, I would never have seen that. Holy, these secret passages, man. Look at this shit. This. I mean, I don't know. If you go straight at that path, it's a straight line, so you could accidentally stumble upon it.
Oh, my eyes. Yeah, I need to like rest my eyes. It's like the brightness of everything too. Oh, you turned me into a toad. Oh man. Oh man, we're all fucking toads. Almost lost it there. Oh, nice. You have life. All treasures and what? Got a weapon? Yeah. Nice. Okay. This way leads outside. The monster lies in the cave beyond. Use a tent outside if you must. Okay, cool. Dude, relax. I just. Okay, we're gonna use a tent and we're gonna wrap shit up here. Not bad. We put in like almost 3 hours, I think. And next time we're back, we'll probably put in more than three, hopefully. Whew. Okay, so that was Final Fantasy IV, ladies and gentlemen. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Still the beginning of the game, nothing too interesting has happened, but you could already see that they changed a lot from the previous three Final Fantasy games. They they forego the job system in favor of having characters that are, preset. Cecil the Dark Knight, Rydia the Summoner, Tello the Sage, and then Sage Sage and Summoner, Rydia and Tella both have black magic and white magic, and then Rydia has summoning magic on top of that. So you could already see that like it's just you don't really need a job system if you have characters that have access to multiple different functions that were split up, and you're gonna see the job system come back in Final Fantasy V anyways, but then you're not gonna see it pretty much uh pretty much ever actually. The only time you're gonna see it again is if I play Final Fantasy Tactics, which I don't have because they still haven't officially announced the remaster or anything like that. And then Final Fantasy X Part 2 has a job system as well. But aside from that, it's the essence of the job system still exists in form of like the other gameplay systems they have, like the material system in Final Fantasy VII pretty much functions the same way. If you really want, you can make one character have all the black magic, so they're a black mage, and then one character have all the healing, so they're a white mage. You could do it like that, like in Final Fantasy VII Materia system, Final Fantasy VIII's Junction system, but Final Fantasy IX does not have that because nine everyone's kind of preset again, uh, and then you just kind of rely on the fact that you're gonna pretty much always have whoever you need to have to even get through the game. And then towards the end of the game, you're gonna be able to pick through a cast of characters. And if you do forego bringing in a healer, that's totally your choice, your problem, sort of thing. If you want to rely more on items to heal and stuff like that, and then later on the items. They start adding more items anyways to try to offset the fact that you might not always want to have healing and healing spells and stuff. Like they get the Mega Elixir eventually. And then in a game like Final Fantasy VIII, they have like the Holy War stuff, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the future games basically just keep playing with the ideas, but they don't necessarily like uh it's not showcased in the same way as these games where it's like pretty by the books, I guess you would say at this point. Pretty by the books, stereotypical ways of like, you know, doing RPGs, I guess. But yeah, that was Final Fantasy IV. I hope y'all enjoyed. We streamed for almost 3 hours, 2 hours and 50 minutes. My eyes are like strained again. It's like on one hand, I think it's moving the light helped a lot. The light kind of amplified it, and then this. I'm not playing in a dark room. I have the lights on back here, so it's not melting my eyes like my monitor and stuff. But it, even the brightness of the monitor is not necessarily what the problem is. The problem is that like it's me somehow, some way. I'm trying to think. Like it's. I used to be able to play games like fucking like a robot, man. Like it's I don't know. It's probably because of my sleeping patterns too. I fucked my schedule up, but it's also like I think I need to get some sun, bro. That's probably it's I don't really like going outside right now because it's so fucking cold all the time. But I do need to get some sun. I think that would probably help. As soon as I stop streaming and if I go downstairs and I chill and I'm not even using any electronics, my eyes are chill. It's like so you could say like, oh, maybe it's because I'm tired or something, like my eyes are tired or whatever. It's like no, as soon as I'm done, it's like uh go do anything else and it's just fine, chilling. And then when I go outside, it's like even better. So I do think it's like some sort of type of fucking cabin fever type of shit, if that's like even a real thing. Well, it is kind of a real thing, but yeah. So yeah, I think I do need to basically take care of myself a little bit more. No real rush, honestly. I'm like trying to plow through these games because I'm like always just thinking about like all these new games I'm like missing out on, like Baldur's Gate 3. I keep hearing about it. All the Game of the Year nominees, I haven't even played any of them. Alan Wake, fucking Baldur's Gate, fucking Zelda, Mario Wonder. Like, there's so much games that I just don't, like I have access to some of them too, so it's not even like, it's just more like, oh, yep, I decided to do it this way. I decided to try to go through a backlog and then kind of tie it in with the streaming and everything. So yeah, it's just kind of like catching up that I'm doing that is pretty much has me like eager. Eager is like the best word I can use right now. It's not like I'm like I feel like I'm wasting time or I'm like in a rush
or like whatever. It's more just like once I know like the vision kind of thing, it's like, oh, I'm gonna try to do all of this, and then I'm gonna commit to it, sort of thing. Yeah, it's just kind of like, you know, these games can't beat themselves any faster. But at the end of the day, it's like I should obviously try to enjoy it as I go along. That's like it's the journey, not the destination, sort of thing. And I generally am. It's just depends on the game, right? We're getting to good, like better Final Fantasies, and then also the fact that I can even put in the kind of hours I'm putting in sometimes, like for Final Fantasy 2, doing that shit in one sitting. It's like, bro, Final Fantasy 2 is not. It's probably my least favorite Final Fantasy, and the fact that I was able to do that in one sitting, just because the very nature of the games, like the flow and stuff, it's pretty addictive. Like just the old school classics kind of have a certain charm to them too. So even though when you compare that, relatively speaking, to the other games, it's like, yeah, it's bad, right? It's like still it's a still like a it's still a decent product, right? And then just on top of that, there's just so much games. And like I know for a lot of people it's just kind of like, oh, I don't know what the point of doing that is. Why would, like, a lot of people might not understand or see the appeal of going back and playing games that are one old slash retro slash classic, past their prime, sort of thing, especially in the context of streaming. Like in the context of streaming, pretty much everyone is just playing something, single player wise, they're either playing something new or they're playing something relevant and popular. And then the exceptions to that are people that just don't give a fuck, kind of like me, where they just go and play whatever they want. And then also, if they are playing like less popular games, it's usually because you're playing it because you're trying to watch the streamer, not so much the game. You're there for the personality, and not so much the game. So like if I were to go play a shooting games, there's so much saturation over there, competition up the wazoo. If I were to play Valorant, it's like there's so much people that are watching other Valorant streamers because they also play Valorant, and they're really just interested in constantly consuming that, seeing other people excel and whatnot, and just kind of that's all they really want their streamers to be doing. And I do run the risk of having that happen to me down the line, where if I go there and make a name for myself, sort of thing, I do really well and all that, kind of get good, that type of shit. There's probably gonna be people coming in, kind of like, oh, why aren't you playing Valorant? Why are you playing this old fucking shitty game? And that wouldn't really affect me per se. Like it could potentially, but like ultimately, it's like, oh, I'm gonna play what I want to play, and then it's kind of like I have a duty sort of thing where it's like, yeah, I got to detour and play these games, man. I mean, I did it when I played Siege. When I played Siege, I would totally stop playing, and all my friends and stuff would be so eager to keep playing Siege, to just kind of like, oh, what the fuck? You're playing Persona 5? Like, who cares about Persona 5? I'm like, bro, I do, man. That shit's lit. It's like, that game is like one of the best games I've ever played, bro. I'll drop Siege any day of the fucking week. That game ain't going anywhere, right? These games are just always kind of uh fucking infinite replay, just and it's not like the servers are gonna shut down for some of these high profile games. So aside from stuff like that, it's like, no, these games are all just kind of like there, and it's just a matter of, like, if you have time for it or if you're willing to make time for it. The truth is, a lot of people don't care about the hobby that way. uh Most of the people that I know that play video games, they go with what's relevant, what other people are playing, especially in a multiplayer context. No one wants to play a dead multiplayer game, I suppose. And then they also just go play what their other friends play. They go with what's hot. They go with what's popular. They go with what's approved of by the collective. Like, you know what I mean? If people start shitting on like fucking some random shooter, like it doesn't really like games like Valorant, Rainbow Six, and stuff. They have approval to a certain extent, so they're they exist, and no one's really gonna bat an eye too much if you play those games. But then there's games like Hyperscape or like other failed shooting games that like some of them even got shut down, right? Like Hyperscape got shut down, but like all these other experimental newer releases that like came and went, and like they're like failed products. Like if you were basically making your career and your uh
fucking streaming content, all that stuff revolving around that one game. I can only imagine. Like, there's people that still play that other game, For Honor. Talking about Rainbow Six Siege. There's that other game called For Honor. There's people that still play that game, and it's like it's an irrelevant game, and the metrics of it probably aren't the greatest. But like, if you're into it, man, that's like a big. It's pretty important. Like, and it's cool for me because I'm like one of those people where like I love the hobby so much. Video games as a medium that like everything I touch, I basically find the enjoyment in it. I find and extrapolate the value, the and it ultimately does become like worth it. And then it's really easy for me to just play all these games and just kind of be like, compare them, compare contrast, and then like I do have favorites, of course. Whereas other people are kind of like, well, that's a waste of time. Just find what your favorite is and just pour all your fucking man hours into that, right? And then in the shooting game sector sort of thing, I've noticed it a lot where a lot of people there just play that one game religiously, and then if anything they deviate to like, like I know a lot of Siege players, they maybe switch to Fortnite, they maybe switch to Apex, maybe they go play Warzone, but to go play an RPG like Final Fantasy or like Skyrim or some puzzle game or Zelda, Mario, like a lot of those people are not about that life. Not only is it considered a waste of money, like they don't want to spend. So what's the point of spending $90 on fucking Metroid? You're just gonna be done in like fucking less than a week, and then boom, that money could have been used elsewhere. And then they argue the same thing with time and stuff too. So it's different perspective. It's valid in a lot of ways, but it's kind of like those people don't approach this hobby in the same kind of way. Um, a lot of those people are kind of just uh they're just kind of here. Like it's like a minor part of their life where they just spend like a small fraction of their time even in those games. Like, a lot of people I've seen in Siege, they're not even that great at Siege. They're not really that interested in Siege. It's just kind of like a maybe Siege isn't the great. It's in Siege, but COD's a good example. There's a lot of people that just play COD mindlessly, and it's just like year after year after year, they just buy more and more and more, and then they're just like kind of stuck in the ecosystem, and like they don't really see anything bigger or grander for themselves in terms of like this hobby and this medium. So it's just kind of like it like baffles them to see someone like me who just kind of goes everywhere and fucking tries everything. And it works for me, especially now that now that I'm streaming too. Now that I'm streaming too, it's more of an excuse. It's more of an excuse, more of a reason, more of a justification to kind of be like, oh yeah, so now I'm gonna show you guys all of the fucking other games. Like, if y'all didn't want to play it, if y'all didn't want to buy it, maybe it's an argument of time. You'd rather focus on your career or school, or your studies and shit. Or whatever other hobbies you might have in real life and shit. Like maybe you like to work out, maybe you like to paint boats or some shit, or you like to fucking collect bottle caps. I don't fucking know. There's like other things you can do in this world. So when they see someone like me who's kind of like all in on the hobby sort of thing and really exploring every single fucking sector of it kind of thing, and then at the same time I'm like one of those like what's the word? Open to experience type of people. I'm like high and open to experience. So like I like reading books, fiction, nonfiction, self help. I'll read a good narrative here, narrative there. I'll read a book about economics, politics, history, whatever, and it's just all a matter of time. Like there's not enough time in the day, not enough time in the world for me, man. Uh, it's honestly, I'm like rarely ever bored. I mean, I could be bored, and if I'm bored, it's just because I'm not in the mood to do any of the things I already would do to, like, satisfy my boredom. But just generally speaking, just I always have something to do. If it isn't like leisurely too, I always have something like productive to do too. There's like so much books I have to read. I can always be trying to work out. I can always be trying to like do something else in the house, clean, chores, all that shit. Get your life in order, that all that. So it's like
everything kind of is an opportunity cost for other things, and it's just a matter of time management, priorities, and what you care about. And for me, since I'm streaming and I'm trying to basically make this something of a career, it kind of helped me. Ironically, you would think that that would make me play games even more, but it's kind of hard because the older I got, the less I played. Or if I did play, uh, the only time I played a lot would be shooting games. Shooting games can get me to play a lot. I can sink in so much hours. But single player games, little by little, it got harder for me to put in hours. And then the other thing that I think is important to note for that, the reason why that's the case, is I think because I'm replaying so many games I'm already really, really familiar with, it's harder for me to put in the hours that way too. It's not nearly as motivating enough. It's not nearly as addicting. I imagine if someone played Final Fantasy IV for their first time blind, they would easily be able to put in a bunch of hours if they wanted to. But for me, having that be just over and over and over, been there, done that, it's more of like a war of attrition where, excuse me, it's like more of a war of attrition where it's like, okay, I've been through this like 7 times. I just need to go through it an eighth time for stream. I just need to go through it with a new lens kind of thing. I'm gonna be doing it with for this purpose. I'm gonna be recording these boss fights and cutscenes and dungeons and whatever, like. So eventually, eventually, this is why I think my streaming was like kind of better put in like phases. But this is kind of like a catching up phase where I go and revisit all these games on PC. I go revisit all these games that I've already, and I'm repurchasing a bunch of stuff too. And like little by little, I'm building a collection on PC, on Steam, which is something, it's the end game destination for me that I've built a PC. It's like the gamer's dream. I'm not really one for console wars and like console loyalty sort of thing. I've always said something along the lines of, I go where the games go. But ever since I went to PC and seen how gigantic and all encompassing and almost like a big ageless timeless archive of games. There's so much old games on here that just don't really get ported forward or remastered. They get left behind. But since it's PC and Steam, it's not bound by console generations. It's like they all kind of pooled and collected little by little. So if I were if only I had this stuff earlier, right? I didn't have the money to build this stuff and whatnot. But if I had this stuff earlier, I would have been going at it earlier. But now with streaming in the pipeline, and then with Steam and building a PC that could like wipe all the consoles off the fucking, you know, mop the floor with them sort of thing. It's like, yeah, it's really cool that it's like a definitive final destination where it's just like, hoping nothing bad happens to Steam as a platform or whatever, but just as a final destination, just like a what's the word? A victory lap. It's a kind of like a victory lap of some. I don't know if victory lap is appropriate, but it's kind of like a victory lap. It's like, okay, it's like a once more, one for the road type of thing. It's like we've done this all before. It's now time to do it one more time. And then once all of these older games are covered, and it's not even like I have a gigantic list like the Steam wish list. It's like those are just gonna be based on like if I feel like playing them, I might buy them when they're on sale and then I'll add them. It's not like I'm gonna buy like 40 of them and then the list just infinitely just get padded and shit. It's like there's a bunch of games I've wish listed that I don't see myself necessarily buying or going whatever, but to have it there and to have it in the back of my mind in case I do run out of stuff to play, it's like, yeah, it's cool because there's so much games that like accumulated on Steam. So as far as like the platform goes, it's like probably the biggest library and the most variable like variety like the most variety in a library I've ever seen. So it's not just like all these exclusives on PlayStation, all these exclusives on Nintendo, all these exclusives on Xbox. Some of them eventually lost their exclusivity or their timed exclusivity. They all come to Steam. Oh, what about last generation games or previous generation or PS2 generation? Like some of these games that never got remastered or like they just didn't really get the love. It's like, yeah, a lot of these are on Steam too. So it's like, oh, okay. It's like I have this gigantic pool of options, and then little by little, it's so easy to just kind of be like, yeah, let me just go play Valorant, let me just go play fucking Rainbow Six Siege, let me just go play Fortnite, let me just go try League of Legends or like some MOBA. It's like those games are all obviously on the table too. It's just time can I can sink in a lot of time and blow a lot of time on playing those games, and like I wouldn't want to say it's a waste of time, but it's like an opportunity cost. Like in the 1 week I could be playing Valorant, let's say fucking 4 to 8 hours a day. It's like those same 4 to 8 hours. It's kind of just going into me trying to get better at the game, maybe reach a rank, or maybe me just fucking dicking around, just having fun. But basically, it's infinite. But these single player games are technically more finite, and there's more of an end. I have like there is a point in those games where I want to wrap it up and move on to the next one, and then it's officially considered complete in my books. You know what I mean? But for shooting games, it's like no. Even when I get the higher rank, it's like well now you want to start facing all these higher rank people and like just keep honing your skill sort of thing. So it's never really over. And then even then, it's like it just there's a addictive quality to it because it's PvP. But like I've played so much shooting games where it's like I think sometimes like I'll go in a game and a dude like throws. I'll go in a game and so much people are fighting or like there's drama and it's just like it's totally besides the point. It's not even about the game really. It's more of like it's kind of like you're in school and you do a group project and then the group project everyone's just in disagreement over like the stupidest shit or like they all have preconceived notions about how things should go or how things ought to be and it's just kind of like not really the point and a large part of my enjoyment in the experience is not from problem solving that or dealing with that or tolerating that or like experiencing that. It's more like the actual game stuff like getting your aim better, what agent you're gonna pick, predicting player behavior and strategy, tactics, all that stuff. But like the thing about multiplayer, especially when you play with randos, you're kind of just put in a pool of players that are just like a lot of immature people, a lot of mentally unstable people, a lot of like people that like they're serious in all the wrong ways, if that makes sense. So I you can say I'm serious, and then sometimes I'm not serious. But when I'm serious, it's a very professional, formal. Uh, it's in such a way where it's not really like gonna bother you per se. It shouldn't. It's not gonna step on your toes. I'm not gonna like get angry at you or whatever. I'm not gonna be like a fucking pest or I'm not gonna be petty or whatever. And it's not. Don't get me wrong. I can be those things. It's just generally speaking. But like a lot of people I play with or all these randoms, I get the impression that like the game's like an outlet. Like they're just here to vent on like we're all just kind of like scapegoats, dummies or whatever for them. We're just really fodder for them to kind of like realize like some sort of fucking like I always get this impression for some of the people. It's usually on the younger generation. I don't really know how else to explain it, but it's kind of like it's like in real life they're like powerless, so when they come online they want to be something they're not. They want to be maybe the things that they see in other people that are like it's like the bully get bullied sort of thing. Not bully get bullied, but it's like maybe in real life, IRL, in person, in a school setting, in a work setting, they're like powerless or like people step on them or they feel like people step on them. They have like depression, anxiety, all this shit. They're like stressed from work, stressed from school, stressed from life. And then when they come online, it's kind of like a weird opportunity to like have a power fantasy realized. And then it's kind of like we're just characters or we're just hurdles for them. So there's like a lot of occasions where I'm like trying to play the game and it's like the dude's like some drill sergeant type of shit, just fucking yelling at everyone, just kind of being a piece of shit, and like or they're trying to get reactions, they're trying to be insufferable, they're trying to offend people, they're trying to be edgy, they're trying to hurt people's feelings and make them upset and all this stuff, get a reaction out of them, rile them up, like a bunch of like unwarranted, unjustified aggression, and then they're like winners, they're like winning at the game, so it's justified. Like you can't say shit to them, sort of thing, and it's just like it's really toxic. Like it's like not really like it, it's funny because if I say something or I try to hold people accountable, then it's like oh it's just a game, it's just a game, it's not that serious, it's just a prank, bro, it's just a prank, bro, and it's like fuck. It's like basically no matter which way you try to angle it or whichever way you try to approach it, it's really easy to see how these people kind of like their offense when you're not really willing to do it and you're just do anything and you're just willing to take it and maybe you're on the defense, but the minute you go on the offense they start going on the defense, they start playing victim, they start trying to gaslight and start like it's crazy like the kind of experiences I have online multiplayer wise all for this like the context of rank and glory and just like trying to look cool in front of other people, trying to look like you're like competent and whatever. It's part of the reason I think I'm good at these games is because I see like for myself at least, I see past through all that bullshit and like I can size up players and size up people really, really, really well to the point where it's like honestly, the I was put it this way. In my experience, the players that I've met that I personally thought were really talented or really good, they had their shit together personality wise, mentality wise, just how they are, stress management, emotion management, camaraderie, how they are with people, how they build like the synergy and team morale, like they're chill, like whatever. And it's not to say toxic people can't be talented and really good at the games. It's just like it's it's just deficits in one sense or the other makes them not a really viable pick for a team. Like they basically can't fit with everyone. Whereas a truly like superstar type of player like really, really good, you can put them anywhere and they'll shine, you know? But those people, they need it this way, that way. Oh, it's your fault it's this way. I can't be good because you're president. Oh, you made this choice, so basically we're all doomed to fail. It's like, bro, when I play games, there's nothing you can do unless you actually try to do some grief shit. And even then, it's like it doesn't really dampen me that much. It's like if I really wanted to play good, I should be able to kind of like, for the most part, I'm responsible, accountable, and in control of my portion of things. Like, you know what I mean? And like, it doesn't really change that much. Maybe there's like a multiplayer game that's like super team oriented where it's like, griefing is like at its like all time high where it really could curve me. But I'm just thinking of the games I played. It's like, truthfully, it's not like it'll dampen me 50%. It'll be like 5%, and that's okay because it's like the game will be over and I'm off to the next team with a bunch of other randoms and I'll have better outcomes there. So like it doesn't really matter. And I used to make my own teams and stuff and just try to like have a stack where I work well with everyone, and that's pretty much conditions and an environment where I can shine and do my thing and focus on actually just getting better and focus on the actual game. But that stuff is not really like it's honestly not really why I enjoy the hobby. Like gaming is was originally a single player, if not a couch local co-op type of experience, or like a couch PvP, like whatever. Like it's local, like it'll split screen and stuff. Like we didn't have online, so like imagine you're playing Smash Bros or like some shooting game like Halo split screen. You're in the room with those people, so not only are you most likely already like friends and cool with you, like whatever, but like in real life, it's just don't get me wrong, it could be toxic, shit could happen, people could fight, arguments can break out. It's not like that isn't possible in that context. It's just um it's a totally different realm in a lot of ways because uh it's more it's more tame in a lot of ways and it's more controllable in a lot of ways and it's more preventable in a lot of ways, and then also like I don't know, like IRL in if we're playing games in a room, couch co-op, Smash Bros sort of thing, it's like one, I don't personally care about the game in that sort of way, like but if I beat someone and it's like whatever and they're mad and shit, no one's gonna step up to me and say shit, right? It's like it'll never escalate in that kind of way where it's like boom, they'll be talking personal shit or whatever. And if they did and I say something back, like what are they gonna do? Like it's like really easy to de-escalate or at least like cut a short fuse. It's really easy to at least manage that in that sense, but like when you're online, you're like playing with some dude across the country. That dude's like fucking half your age, like some teen or some shit. And like the dude's just like he cares more about other things in reality, truthfully, but when he comes in this game, he's acting like his whole life is on the line, sort of thing. And it's just a bit of an emotional immaturity. It's like, yeah, it's like the anonymity of the internet, the fact that you can't really do anything about it, the fact that like you're not there in person, face to face. There's a lot of people don't really think about it, I guess, but I guess it's taken for granted too. But there's a lot of subtle things at work when it comes to human interaction, IRL versus online, right? Like someone can say an edgy joke to me, and if it's online, you won't see my facial reaction, you won't see a vocal reaction, you won't see like you might not. I might just sit there and just be like whatever, right? But like IRL, if someone says that joke, you can immediately observe that person to see how they're receiving it, and then there's that back and forth that happens in real time. It's almost instantaneous. And then if if you're intelligent, emotionally intelligent, you're sociable and all that stuff, and like you know each other well, you build a bond, all that stuff. It's really easy to kind of see like build a dynamic that works for you both. Whether that looks toxic to an outsider or not is not really the point, because you could easily be like bros with someone and like you could be super toxic and edgy with each other and like it's okay and it works and whatever. But like you try that online, it's like it might rub people the wrong way because it's like who the fuck are you? Especially like for me specifically, it's like I'm on the older side of things. If like some 17-year-old kids just comes out of nowhere and they just keep doing like failed attempts at jokes, failed attempts at being edgy, and it doesn't even get me in any sort of way, and then they're like offended by that, and then they just like it's people are not really good at building rapport online, and it's harder to build rapport online in a lot of ways because um it's just ultimately like you don't have as much information to work with. And then honestly, intent is another thing too, bro. If I'm at someone's house and we're all gonna play Smash Bros. Co-op, that's already like a social kind of vibe, a social kind of thing where I'm like already kind of acclimated in a certain way. My mindset is like primed in a certain way. But like if it's online, I'm like sitting here trying to stream, so I'm worried about stream. I'm worried about chat. I'm trying to do some next shit. Maybe I'm multitasking, and I'm maybe just trying to play the game for fun. I'm not really here to make friends. Meanwhile, that guy is doing none of that, and then they're playing the game and they're trying to like they're actually trying to use this as some like roundabout way to make friends and socialize, which honestly doesn't really work. For someone like me, at least, it's like I can't think of a single person I met online like as an online friend. Like, yeah, they're friends, but like it's no different than like a drinking buddy. Like you only really ever see them in that context. It's like, yeah, I only ever see you in the context of gaming. We're not homies in that sense where it's like I trust you and like I'm gonna confide with things with you and I'm gonna give you some insight into like my life and maybe I might even be vulnerable with you or maybe I might admit certain things about my life or say certain things like give you some sort of insight into my life or whatever. It's like no, it's like we're just here to play the game. If we're cool playing the game and you like you can tolerate and accept like maybe how I am and how the other people that are going to be joining the team are and like it makes for a good time. Cool. If you can't do that, then it's really easy to just be like, okay, I'm just going to swap you out with someone else. We'll try someone else. Like cuz at the end of the day, it's like maybe the younger generation's weirder about this because they're like more chronically online is one thing, but they're kind of born online, if that makes sense. Like they're just born with the internet as a given. Whereas like I went from not having that dynamic to having that dynamic. So there's like a very on and off. There's a very big there's a line there. You know what I mean? So it's like it's very very rare that like someone I meet online will kind of like end up being just as good of a friend as someone I know IRL that I interact with a lot on a daily basis. And then also as I get older and stuff too, a lot of that's like slowly shifting and changing too. And uh, I'm not really one to feel lonely to be honest with you, so it doesn't really matter to me. But for others, it probably would compel them to at least try uh put their best foot forward online in online contexts as they play these games. If these games dominate your time, if these games are where you're mostly getting your social interactions, it doesn't surprise me that people are gonna try to uh you know bridge that gap, build rapport and create like build friendships and stuff. And I'm not necessarily against that. It's just for whatever reason, people are like socially inept one way or another. And it doesn't surprise me, at least in the context of gaming, because gaming has always been something of like a magnet for the socially inept, the disenfranchised, the people that go out into the real world and haven't been able to find success there. They try their luck over here, and to no one's surprise, or at least not to my surprise, they fail miserably because they don't really understand how to go about doing that, and they don't get the proper feedback. Venting your anger and stuff like that too is like there's a lot of inappropriateness online, and it can go so many different ways, and more often than not it goes a lot of bad ways. So it's like people like me who don't really care about that, or don't really need that, or don't really like desire that. Maybe desire is the best word I can use here. It's really easy for me to kind of just like, go the other way and just kind of be like, no thank you. But like for those people it's kind of like they're trying to fill the voids and all that, and like uh it's dramatic, bro. It's dramatic, high energy. Maybe because I'm getting older, maybe it's the generation or the time I'm from, maybe it's something about my personality or disposition that kind of makes me this sort of way. Doesn't I don't really know. I don't It doesn't really matter. Each to their own, I suppose. But all of that made multiplayer gaming basically everything besides the actual game. As much as people will try to make it about the game, it's like, what are you talking about, Alvi? Of course it's about the game. We're just trying to win here. It's like, honestly, bro, if you really were serious about winning, a lot of people would not be doing what they're doing. Like truthfully, like objectively on paper. Like for example, you don't pick a smoke player because someone said it, and then they start tripping balls, and then they basically don't give their best. They don't put their best foot forward. They sabotage. They ride people's coattails. They put a bare minimum effort, and then basically they act surprised when they ultimately lose. And if not, they'll do a bunch of projection. They'll forecast that we're gonna fucking lose the game for sure. So why bother even trying to surrender, try to vote to surrender, and then they'll troll, they'll grief, they'll start shit. Basically, team morale is not even a concept in most people's minds. Everyone's really out for themselves. Everyone's really just kind of there to kind of uh it's like everyone's like the main character of their own story where they can't do any wrong and everyone else is kind of doing wrong, and it's up to them to like humble everyone. It's up to them to basically hold everyone else accountable but not themselves. And then it's just like a really weird experience where someone could be really innocent and just trying to do better, and that's not enough in someone else's eyes. It's like like some Asian parent shit. It's like, bro, like as someone with brown parents, I don't really need to go online and hear some younger kid hold me to some standard that they can't even reach. You know what I mean? It's like they hold in their heads they already reached the standards. That's why they have the gall to be like that, and it's basically delusion and ego and all this whatever. But then they look at me and I'm like shit. I'm like fodder. I'm like garble. And then it just baffles them that I don't see it and they can see it. I'm like, really? A fucking first game in my warm up, sample size of one, however many ways I can argue it. It's like you can't even evaluate a player. You can't even evaluate a player on the basis of the game, and you can't even evaluate a person on a basis of like their personality and them be like whatever. You get what I mean? Like they can't even evaluate people. They can't evaluate people in any sort of fucking criteria whatsoever. They're just so inwards focused, egocentric essentially, that they're in their head they're nobody's problem, but in reality they're everyone's problem, if that makes sense. So multiplayer games largely are ruined by people that are like that. Uh Especially as things got more accessible and things are free to play and whatever. The younger demographic is one thing. It's not even just about being younger. There's people that are like 30 plus years old that are like complete degenerates that I never would want to fucking play with. And then there's just all sorts of weird creepiness and awkwardness too. In one side it's like a joke, but in another side it's kind of like uh they try their luck, and then if all else fails they back up like it is a joke. I'm just thinking of like a really specific example actually. I'm not even this is I've experienced my weirdness. I'm sure all of y'all have experienced that. I'm sure all of y'all at least know what the hell I'm talking about, just how weird people can be online, especially when they don't have anything to lose or no real like risk or like accountability to kind of like there's no real accountability, there's no real responsibility, whatever. So everyone just does everything, especially when you have like the anonymity where you can mask your name, you can change your name, you can just if you get banned, you can just make a new account, or you get banned again, you can just IP spoof or whatever, spoof hardware, make another account, or you're playing on your other friend's account. Oh, I'm diamond on my next account. Oh, like I just all this fronting, all these lies, impressing no one, and honestly getting the approval of no one because there's nothing to really to be had. No one really cares. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like people tooting their own horn, and just like expecting the world to validate them in so many ways because they can't validate themselves. They can't build their own competence or self esteem, and then they just can't get it elsewhere in IRL. Maybe just kind of like insufferable ultimately. And honestly, a large part of the reason why I fell off of gaming was because I was too multiplayer focused. Playing these games, just like one hand, there's cheaters, there's glory chasers, there's people that use each other, there's people that act nice, and then once you fuck up, they switch up on you so fast. It's like a really jarring experience overall. Now that I'm trying to stream too, it's like I wouldn't even want to tolerate that. It's like, uh, just it's just a bad time overall. Don't want to experience it. Don't want to witness it. Don't want to capture it or stream it. Like, yeah, I guess it could be content. I'm not really gonna lean too heavily on like content that's like poking fun at other people like that. It will happen, but just kind of like it's not really like it's a short-lived kind of it's a short-lived kind of fun, a short-lived kind of positive, not really a positive experience. It's like a short-lived kind of experience where it's like it's good every once in a while, but if your whole entire multiplayer experience is that on repetition, yeah, it gets played out, and then it's just kind of like, yeah, I don't really want to do this, especially when the game is the game, like it's supposed to be about the game. And then anytime I say something like that, it's like people are just kind of like, but it is about the game. We're just mad about the game, whatever. I'm like, not really, bro. It's like it's like some of the shittiest people that are also really shitty at the game, and every so often they'll have moments of glory which justifies all the other shit times they've been shit, where it's like it offsets it somehow, and it's just kind of like, oh, when the going gets rough. No, not the when the going gets rough. When shit's bad, it's bad. When shit's neutral, it's still bad. And when shit's good, it's like good in like some anxious sense where it's like good in anticipation for the inevitable bad. So it's like you can't even enjoy the good. When I play solo, if I play solo multiplayer and I run the rules I play the way I play, I have like a zero tolerance policy sort of thing, and it basically like cleans up my multiplayer experience essentially. It's like, yeah, it's good to an extent, but then you start to realize how often the bad things happen for you to have to mute, for you to have to like, oh, this guy's throwing, so it's a 4v5. All right, 40-minute Valo game where someone's gonna throw the whole 40 minutes. It's like, I'm not gonna act like I've never thrown a game, but it's like the frequency and the level and how little something like what little has to trigger it in most of the people is like, no, that's not really me, bro. It takes very special circumstances to get me to throw. You know what I mean? It's like far few in between. Like, let's say out of 100 games for me, it's like 2 to 3 games or some shit. Meanwhile, that guy's like 50 out of 50. And that's ridiculous. That's like actually ridiculous. That's like, that means if they're not playing with me, the odds are so stacked against whoever the hell they end up getting matched with. It's like, I feel bad. And then part of the reason why I notice all these things and I feel all these things and I observe all these things and I have all these thoughts and opinions and whatever is because so much people that I did try to play with, they're like scared to play. The game is so stressful, and on top of that, the people that show up in the game are also so stressful for them that they can't even play more than like fucking 2 hours. And it's like, bro, you're never gonna get good. And then it's like, is it even worth getting good, Alfie? It's like, yeah, you're probably right. It's probably not worth getting good if all you're really gonna do is try to be good in an atmosphere where everyone's just kind of like that. It's kind of like it's like having your whole school curriculum be just a series of group projects. It's just group project after group project, and then your group is randomized. And even if you did have control, the pool of players you can pick from to make your group is not necessarily the greatest either. And then it's just like you are expected to put a sincere B plus to A plus effort, whereas everyone else is putting like a C minus and lower effort. And then some of those people are like so convinced that they're putting an A plus effort and that everyone else is a problem and shit. And it's just like, all right, it's like the emotional immaturity of whatever. I don't know. I'm not really here to psychoanalyze fucking random people I'm never gonna meet or care about or fucking be friends with or whatever. Anything is like, and now it's streaming. There is a chance down the line that maybe I could team up with other streamers, team up with other people, like collab with other people. Where not to say that there isn't toxic streamers and all that stuff. Of course there is, but I'm hoping that because the streaming's just because they're streaming, that they're gonna hold themselves to a higher standard, be more accountable, and be on their best behavior. And then also, in the context of like a shooting game, even if they lose, since they're trying to entertain a crowd, it's okay for them to continue and push forward and keep trying to play. Like, there's people that like play one game and call it quits. It's like, bro, it's like you can't even go on a run, and then also you can't even build synergy, and also you can't even improve. If you play one game a day, I don't really know how you're gonna get better. You know what I mean? Or actually, one game a day is not the worst, at least compared to what I'm doing right now. One game a day could do something for me, but I'm just saying it's still not good enough. I wouldn't say that's good enough, you know. And it's just like ultimately, if that's what's happening, I wish all of those people moved to single player games. Like it would make you love the hobby more. It's an experience between you and the game. It's you and the game, like you and yourself. You can find a lot of peace in that. You can find a lot of novelty and fun and just uh it if it's single player, dude, it's like you're gonna be seeing all sorts of aspects of gaming in such a way that you never would see before compared to multiplayer games. Multiplayer games is like a subsection. As much as you'd like, it is a big thing. It is a large part of the reason why gaming's mainstream, you know. But PvP is, co-op experiences are even better, bro. If not PvP, do PvE. Like you're playing zombies with your friends, or you're doing Borderlands, like you're playing with people in a context where it's you against AI. And like even there, you can have problems happen, but no, not really. It's like it's not as volatile. It's not as likely, in my experience at least. I'll just speak from my experience. If I were to go play Valorant, Rainbow, it most likely will happen within a week of playing. And that's me just being generous. I could easily just say it'll happen the first day, and it probably will. Versus if I were to go play Borderlands, I don't know. Everyone's just kind of like whatever. Or Left 4 Dead. I play Left 4 Dead. It's like there's weird people there. There's people that try to say toxic shit, but like it's so far few in between. Mans aren't even on the mic, or if you do talk and they're talking, it's all just good fun. Like it's not really like So co-op games are kind of like a good middle ground for those that might not want to go straight single player. But yeah, that's on my little tangent there. But yeah, we're gonna keep playing Final Fantasy 4. I don't know if I'm gonna stream tomorrow. I'm not really sure when. I do think I should try to get some rest. Maybe take a day off like electronics and shit. But yeah, we're gonna keep playing Final Fantasy 4. We're gonna get through 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, all three of them. 14, 15, and then we'll wait for 16's PC release. And then by then, Rebirth, Final Fantasy 7 Remake Rebirth is gonna come out. I'm not sure if I'm gonna buy a PS5. I'm kind of trying to save money. I'm trying to be more frugal. I've spent enough money on all sorts of things, and now it's time to actually go and enjoy them, sort of thing. Games as well. So it's kind of like no real rush. It sucks though, because that's my most anticipated game, but I can't pay $1,000 for a fucking console to play one game. You know, it's that's pushing it for me. I did that before with other systems. Like I got a Wii U for Wind Waker HD. Technically, I got a PS3 for Final Fantasy VII Remake, even though it never came out, and Versus 13, even though it never came out. But it worked out because PS3 had so many other offerings and stuff. And PS5, it's not to say that it won't have other offerings. It's just kind of like Spider-Man 2, for example. It's just the initial cost. I already spent money on building a PC, buying all these expensive peripherals and all that. I already spent money on so many other things, and even the monitor and stuff. Like it's really expensive hardware. So a PlayStation 5 again, just for Final Fantasy, just for Spider-Man 2, and like whatever other game I can think of. And those games cost money too, right? $90 a piece plus tax or whatever. Yeah, it's more than $90. It's $89.99 plus tax. Forgot. Tax is 13% here. But yeah, it's just pretty much $100 games. It's a expensive hobby. Um, it's like and then when you factor in that have the existing backlog, I have so much other games I already need to go through. It's easier for me to kind of just hand wave it and just be like, yeah, it's whatever, I'll leave it. But it's sad though, because that game I'm extremely excited for. It's my most anticipated game. The only other game that was most anticipated for me was Final Fantasy 16, and that's already out, and I loved it, even though I never got a chance to beat it. I made it roughly halfway through, and I watched the rest of the stuff on YouTube. But um, we'll worry about that later. Maybe when the time comes. February's also a stacked month too. That game and Grand Blue Fantasy and whatever else is coming out February is all on my list. Um, Realistically, at the pace I'm going, I'm not gonna be able to beat all these games I just mentioned in time for February, where it's like I have no games to play, so I might as well buy a PS5 and get Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. It's like no, realistically, that's not happening. Uh, it's the I need to increase my playtime. So, for example, if I can get 8 hours minimum a day, like it's a full time job or some shit, uh, that'd be nice. It's just right now I don't know why in particular I haven't been able to do it. I'm kind of just working at it. And then also it probably has to factor in the fact that I do go off stream and work on the stream stuff, rendering videos and do stuff for the channel. So it's not like, it's just stream time wise. I would like to try to be live more often, more longer, and actually put in time in these games and actually beat them. But we'll get there when we get there. No real rush. As far as I'm concerned, I already went ham. 1,000+ videos. Uh, it's gonna be past 3,000 videos really easily, to be honest with you. Especially if I keep doing the games and stuff. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm like the only YouTube channel that has this level of variety and organization as far as like gaming goes. Uh, I'm just gonna keep going through them, and then like I'm gonna be the game master, bro. I don't know what else to say. I'm gonna be playing all these franchises, have all of them archived, catalog, and then on top of that, I'm gonna be playing shooting games and fucking going for high ranks or whatever. Maybe I don't really care too much about high ranks anymore. It's super played out. The game has to compel me to do it. It has to. So if I play a game like Siege and everyone's cheating and shit, it's cool, it's whatever, But if I'm playing Valorant and it's like proper competitive integrity, a lot of good competition, all that stuff, and then it irks me a certain way, then I might be compelled to do it. But to actually go for it like an objective, no, I don't want to do that to myself. To be honest with you. It would have to come. The only reason I would do it in a game like Siege is because I love the game. Like I actually love the game, And then that little by little changed and faded and whatever, and it's not the same anymore. Same like Valo. Valo didn't get me that way, but I did enjoy Valo a lot. It's just it didn't get me in that kind of way. And then honestly, time commitments on Valo is a lot larger than Siege, and then also the community in Valo seems to be significantly worse than Siege in all sorts of ways. Siege is bad too. Don't get me wrong, but I've never had someone try to surrender at round 2 in a game and hold the whole team hostage for the rest of the game. It was like weird, bro. But yeah, that's all for now. I'm gonna hop off and call it for this stream. We almost hit 4 hours because I talked for like 40 minutes. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoy this stream. I hope y'all enjoy what I'm trying to do with this channel and just the kind of vision I'm trying to do. And if not, just try to be here for me, I suppose, because don't be here for the game. The game's kind of come and go, right? And yeah, just let's see where we end up in like a couple of years, you know. And here's hoping everything goes smoothly and nothing bad happens to me and nothing bad happens to anyone, anywhere, or whatever, and just everything goes smoothly. People talk about 2023 is like the worst year, or like where dark times are coming, sort of shit. Uh, I'm trying to be more optimistic and just kind of like move my life in a direction that I think is more suitable for me, and that includes not trying to be doom and gloom about everything. But yeah, even for like all the stuff I said about shooting games, I'm hoping that if I stream and like I meet more people and then I law of attractions in play and I find people that are like more my vibe, where we can kind of just play and do well and not really worry too much about stuff and have fun, challenge yourselves, as well. It's not mutually exclusive to be a try hard and try to up your ante and up your skill and be your perfect, like reach your peak or reach new peaks, and then also be able to be casual, chill, like feel inconsequential about like the outcomes of the matches and stuff. Winning and losing is like a part of the fucking thing, bro. If you, I have lost so much. It's gonna sound stupid. I have lost so much, and that's why I win. It's like it's a part of the process to be that person that succeeds a lot. Eventually, it's required a lot of losses. It required a lot of failures. I think it was like a Michael Jordan quote. It's like the road to six. I don't think it's a Michael Jordan quote. It probably is. Um, road to success and pay the road to success is paved in failures. It's like, yeah, that's exactly it. It's like you're gonna see me get shit on by people that play more than me. You're gonna see me get shit on by people that are better than me. They're more skilled, they're more talented, they're more knowledgeable. They put in the time, bro. What kind of ego would you have to basically barely play a game like Valorant? I'm playing my Final Fantasies, I'm playing all this other stuff, and then I go in Valorant and expecting to just shit on everyone. It's like, no, that doesn't even make sense. Even in whatever rank you're in, even if you're in lower ranks, to have that attitude when you're playing against people that simply play more than you is kind of it's inappropriate. Like it's a mismatch. That's you know if I play Rainbow every single fucking day of the week, 8 hours minimum, just through that alone, statistically speaking, I will eventually be really, really good. I know that. I don't have to doubt it. I don't have to worry about some random kid who played one game with me doubting it for me. It's like, go be a piece of shit in your corner by yourself. You know? It's like it just makes so much sense. It's kind of like anything else. Practice makes perfect, right? These are famous, like, really general truths that a lot of people kind of say and then stop saying because everyone knows it, and then it starts getting taken for granted. So it's like practice makes perfect. you know the more time you put, the better, ideally, even though there's diminishing returns. And then there's such a thing as uh what's the word, doing things with purpose versus doing things mindlessly, I guess you would say. So in the 10 hours I play Siege, I could play mindless and not improve, but I can also play those same 10 hours with like objectives like, oh, I want to try to practice this, or I want to try to do this, or I want to try this style and see how it works for me. Or I want to pay attention to traffic patterns, and I want to pay attention to player habits. Oh, I want to pay attention to meta strategy, what people are typically bringing in nowadays. Like, oh, I want to pay attention to gun choices. I want to pay attention to team synergy type of stuff, like which way people tend to go and how they tend to pair up, like whatever the fuck it might be. It's like the more time I'll put in, I'll eventually, let's say I play 100 hours, and 10 of those hours I was dicking around. Yeah, I might need those 10 hours to dick around. It'll be spaced and spread out, whatever. But then those 90 hours was me actually doing some work. But it's actually happened to me where I'll play a game and I'm just trying to chill. Like I'm just trying to like, oh, let me try to use the Stinger instead of, or let me use the Guardian instead of the Vandal. Like, I don't really use the Guardian, so I'm used to the Vandal. So it's like me switching to the Guardian is technically an unoptimal nerf choice where I'm going into unfamiliar territory and whatever. And then it's technically on paper to the detriment of my team. But what kind of fucking attitude is that where basically me trying to brush up on it is something worth basically being toxic to me over? It's like part of the reason why these players become great is because despite what standards people might expect to hold you to and what they expect you to do, or like you're always going to be trying your best, you're always going to be picking your best, your best ops, your best what if I want to learn smokes? It's like I'm shit at, let's say I'm shit at smokes, Viper or whatever. I'm shit at smokes. It's like I'm only ever gonna get better if I start trying now for the most part. You know what I mean? Like I start trying to pick it. I start trying to see what the world of fucking smoke uses are like. You know what I mean? And then it's like in those games you're playing, all those other people are picking their best people. Maybe they're picking their best like whatever. They're doing their best shit in efforts to win. And technically, you do lower the odds of winning on paper because you're taking that sacrifice to it's the tit for tat, the you know to train that thing. It might require a bit of a hit in performance, and that's a hit in performance that might get you to receive the ill will of others, the ire of others, the maliciousness, the toxicity of others, because they're, from their perspective, maybe they see that as throwing. Maybe they see that as like not putting your best foot forward. But it's like, honestly, dude, it's like, and then you could say like, oh, go practice that in customs or casual or whatever. It's like, each to their own. But my time is limited too. Uh, Casual is not the greatest playground, or it's not the greatest place to learn player behavior or whatever, especially because rank is a total different beast. And then also, if you're practicing against easy targets, it's gonna give you like a false sense of security in a sense, versus ranked players that will rightfully punish you because uh, you're being matched with people of your same skill currently, like whatever the game dictated your skill is. Not literally what your current skill is, but it's what the game considered your skill based on your performances in the game thus far. So it's like, at least that way I'm able to kind of expedite it in a sense. It's more potent, it's more efficient to basically improve that way, which is why, like, but I'm not like a rank beast going all in rank. I play casual and stuff too. And in casual I try to focus on other things, or in casual I try to do other experimental shit that I'd be too risk adverse to do in ranked. But that's like each to their own. That's not really anyone else's business, to be honest with you, like if I'm being real. And in truth, the real place where you shouldn't do that is Pro League. Pro League, you should all come in with the game plan. Everyone knows what they're doing. Everyone knows whatever. You pick what you need to pick. You shouldn't try to come in and experiment and shit. We're not Pro League, okay? Where there's no money on the line. There's no nothing on the line. Elo doesn't even count. Like really. Especially if I pick something, experiment, and technically I'm performing better than your best. So some dude picks Jet, that's their duelist, but I'm fragging more on Sage. Like, come on. So it's like those arguments are easily nullified. So ultimately, it's just leave me the fuck alone. I'll leave you the fuck alone. Let everyone do what they want. And that's why when I do build teams and stuff, I try to create that as the environment. And honestly, it's worked well for me. Like in Siege, like whatever team I had, we made it to high ranks and whatever. Like it doesn't matter. It's just a matter of time and just a matter of focus, and uh, everyone kind of focused on themselves, and and yeah. Anyways, whew, that's all I have to say for now. I hope y'all enjoyed. Shout out to my subscribers. Yada yada yada. We'll be back on sometime soon, hopefully. I don't know if it's not tonight, that's for sure. Tomorrow, maybe not. I don't know. Just depends on how I feel. But soon. If not tomorrow, then after tomorrow. If not after tomorrow, then after tomorrow. probably after tomorrow's like I'll put it this way: if I don't stream tomorrow, I'm more likely to definitely make sure I stream in the next 2 or 3 days. That makes sense. Yeah. Well, we'll just because the game matters too. So the Final Fantasy 4 and all that stuff is definitely gonna probably grab my attention and stuff. So I'll probably be back tomorrow. Anyways, doesn't really matter. Thanks for listening, all that shit. Thanks for tuning in. Peace out.